Hello there, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We're here again. It's the matchup between Brazil and South Korea, and guess what? I have my main man here. A very very big friend. See, yeah, you guys will be seeing this guy. In the coming weeks. In the roundup or in the show I want to create between me and him around towards the end of December when the restart of the Premiership starts back again. So, ladies and gentlemen, just welcome our guy here, Baz. You welcome to the show, my brother. It's nice seeing you with a clean cotton, with the with everything going on for you, my brother. What's up?
How's it going? How's it going, man? Thank you very much for having me on. As always, I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you're smashing the likes, you're subscribing, you're commenting, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's you saw what happened in the last match. Come on, man. What do you think this match holds for us? Just take us through it.
This one, hopefully you can see goals in this one. You know what I mean? Like proper goals.
Yeah, goals, right? Lots of goals. Do you think lots of goals?
I don't think so, I don't think so. I think it will be quite tight. It'll be quite tight, to be fair. I don't think Brazil have been all that, but they've got Neymar back now and stuff. So, that can just change.
That can just change the whole dimension, right?
It can do, yeah, it can do. But I don't think it will be easy because, for me, Brazil haven't been all that. But, this is the business end, so let's see what happens, eh?
Yeah, come business end, exactly. You see, that's the word on many people's lips. Come business end of the day, what is going to happen? But you know what? Yeah, Brazil haven't really been high scoring anyway, in it.
No, they haven't.
Tournament. We have Thomasin Sabia down here. Thomasin, you're welcome to the show. As you
Thank
can
you,
see,
bro.
We have my very, very great friend here, Baz. Yeah, the troops have started to rally around.
How's it going, Tommy?
The troops are coming and rallying around. CFCOG. CFCOG is in the house.
Big up, my bro.
Yo,
Chelsea OG, what are you saying?
I'm blessed, brother. Just watching this game.
OG, your outfits have been military for some days now. What's going on down there? I hope you don't want to go on a military occupation of anything.
This is my warmest thing, bro.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, I have who's now my business partner right now, and she always comes here to just bless up the show. To see, guys, is no other person than Miss Molina. Miss Molina, you're welcome to the show.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me on the show again. I'm looking forward to this stream. I feel weird because there's Tottenham players on either side, so I feel weird supporting. I wish there was a way for both teams to lose, but unfortunately, that's not the case. It's nice to share a panel with everyone. Nice to see Baz again as well.
Baz again, exactly. You see, every time we see Baz, grace the show, or anywhere he graces the show, we just thank God for life, because he's been through a lot, this past month. So for him to just come bless our shows, it's just one day at a time, and we bless God for that. Baz, I'm really, really, happy that you're here blessing the show with us, and your fellow brother CFCOG, and of course without CFCOG I wouldn't have really known all you guys. That's why he's a very, very instrumental part of me building my channel. He has always been there. See, CFCOG, take us through what you think about this match, and of course in hindsight you can also look at the match that Japan that how Japan took Croatia to the limits today. In hindsight, can you just relate it with what is going to happen to Brazil right now, right here?
Well, honestly, I'm for Brazil just mainly because of Thiago Silva. He's literally a legend that's still playing. Honestly, I think they will go all the way, even though Jesus got injured for 3 months. That's more of an Arsenal problem than a Brazil problem. I reckon they have goal scorers everywhere. Neymar's fit again. So I just, this is the first time I've ever seen Brazil You know, since 90, like I've been loving this team since '98, and since then I've never rated the defense. No one ever knew a Brazilian defender other than Cafu and Carlos, and they weren't really defenders. But for this team's actually sound defensively, like with Casemiro in midfield, man like Thiago, General Thiago Silva in the back. I think they're going to win the World Cup, and I can see them winning this game 3 or 4-0. Big win today.
Whoa.
Sheet, yeah.
3 or 4-0, right?
3 or 4-0. Let's just see them warm into it. It's 5 minutes in now.
Tomicio Sabia, what can you say? Brazil, South Korea going at it today. And of course, you saw the Japan match today. You saw how tough that was. Miss Melina, I've always been, anticipating the first team to go into that extra time. And she never saw this coming. I mean, the first match coming. But Tomicio Sabia, do you have any fortune telling for us today? Do you have any magic ball around you? What do you think?
Japan's penalties were awful, man. Those penalties were just awful.
Oh.
Like, poor penalties. They were just poor penalties. Like, I was watching the game with my parents. My dad's thinking, what's this? My dad was even pissed off, thinking, what's this shit? But the penalties were awful, but awful penalties.
Yeah.
And I don't think Croatia are not that great. Like, I wanted Japan to get through, obviously, but the penalties were just awful, man.
J-League penalties.
It's awful penalties. Like, just the
seriously, very
penalties
awful.
are just not that good, bro. It's awful. But fair play to Croatia, and I think Brazil will have too much for South Korea. I'm going 2-0 Brazil. I don't see South Korea doing anything. Brazil will just.
Oh, you're going. Wait. You're going 2-0 Brazil, right?
2-0 Brazil,
goal,
against
goal,
South Korea.
Goal,
They'll have too much. Brazil will just have too much for South Korea.
Bro, Brazil just scored.
See, guys, it's a
Brazil
goal. Go. Miss Melina, I hope you're looking at it. It's no other person than Vinicius Jr. See, you know what? Yeah, Baz, take us through that goal. What did you see?
Believe it or not, I haven't actually seen it yet. I'm a little bit far behind. There's something going on with my internet again today.
Your internet. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
No, I was just going to say that I haven't seen it, but obviously I've heard you said Vinicius has scored it. So
yeah,
brilliant, promising player. So do you know what I mean? I think the goal is now just going to come up.
Yeah, and it was a pass given to him by Rafinha. By Rafinha, right? Yeah, Rafinha on the assist, guys.
It was a good goal. It was a good goal, but terrible defending. You know what I mean?
Terrible defending, right?
4-0 coming soon.
Yeah, I think South Korea will be up for a very, very long night today because very, very long night. See, Miss Melina, before I come down to you, see here, guys, I have Jess Collins in the chat.
Evening, Jess.
See, it's not all the time you have a special person like Jess Collins in the chat. Jess Collins is a guy I really, really love. I don't know. I just love the guy. It might just be the way he talks football. It might just be how straightforward he is when he's calling the shots. We might differ in opinions, but I just fucking love the guy. See, yeah, big ups to you, Jess. And he says here, evening all.
Good evening.
Jess Collins in the show. My brother. See, Miss Melina. See, Rafinha just gave a pass down there to Vinicius Jr. At least recorded as an assist for that goal. But do you know what? Yeah, do you think we'll really regret missing out on Rafinha? Do you regret in any way missing out on Rafinha during the transfer window when Arsenal had that back and forth going loggerheads with Barcelona and other teams that wanted to have a grasp of this guy?
Chelsea and us were in the mix.
Yeah, Chelsea were in the running for him also.
To be honest, with that whole fiasco, the player personally, well, I can't speak directly for the player, obviously, because I'm not the player. But based on what we heard from reports, when you're young, everyone dreams of aspiring to play for the Galacticos, Real Madrid, and Barcelona, right? Every player, deep down in their heart, would never miss an opportunity to play for those clubs, right? So at the end of the day, if the player didn't have the ambitions or the desire to want to play for Arsenal Football Club, I don't want them. You could be Serge Gnabry, but if you don't care or if you don't have intentions or interest to want to play for Arsenal Football Club, I don't want you. You could be a
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo for all I care, you know? I want
Uh,
players who want to play for the badge and who
but
will
of course, if
perform.
Barcelona comes calling, like it's every player's dream to play,
Yeah,
with Barcelona, right?
yeah.
Even
I
our
don't
own
think.
Thierry Henry left us,
Yeah,
abandoned
even
ship, and went
exactly.
down there.
But you
So
know what? It's their dream. And Tony, you made a very good point. Henri left us for that team, and you know
yeah,
what?
he abandoned ship.
You know what? I would have done the
But no
same thing too.
disrespect to him, anyway.
Yeah, no disrespect to him. He's our savior. You know,
Yeah, of
I would
course.
never crucify them for going for better opportunities. That's why oftentimes, sentiment kills football. When you're not
Mm,
willing to move on from a certain era, or prime Barclays football, for example. Those were
yeah,
the days.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
true. That's true though. Like, yeah, but Henri, yeah,
Thomas,
Henri,
did you really miss Rafinha? Do you think you missed that signing in any
Rafinha.
way?
No,
Yeah. Do you think
I
Arsenal should have
wanted,
done a
I
lot more
wanted
to get
him.
him?
I
no.
wanted him, yeah, but he wanted Barcelona,
They
innit?
wanted a
So
lot of money too for
he
that.
wanted
Nah,
Barcelona, but
forget Rafinha, man.
I
We
wanted
dodged the
him.
bullet.
Bun him, bro.
He's
Uh,
better
C-
than
Dodged
C-
the bullet.
he's better than our
CFC.
wingers.
Okay, CFCOG. CFCOG, come in here.
He's better than Nelson. He's even better than Saka, but Rafinha's way better than
What?
Saka.
Better than
What?
Yeah.
Saka?
What?
He's
You've
he's
been drinking
better.
What?
sake.
Thomason, what did you say?
How dare you?
He's better than Saka. He is. I love
Yeah,
Saka,
that's
but
right.
Rafinha's clear of him.
Miss
fact.
Melina, it's on the borderline. It's on
It's
the
clear.
borderline. Like,
I'm
it's not
sorry, but I
far
love
off.
Saka, but Rafinha's
I totally
clear of him.
understand you. I totally understand you, Thomason. But Miss Melina, the truth is, Rafinha is a good player. He's a great player.
Quality.
It's quality.
Not for
You can't
Barcelona.
deny that fact, right?
Are you talking about Rafinha? You're talking about Rafinha from Leeds. We're talking about Rafinha at Barcelona warming up the damn bench for them.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking of Rafinha as a player, as a whole. The Rafinha that plays for Brazil that just gave an assist right now. The Rafinha that
Penalty.
played for Leeds
Neymar
and
penalty.
got them out of the
Oh,
relegation battle. That's the Rafinha I'm talking about, Miss Melina.
it's 2-0.
I'm not discrediting him. He is quality, but
Mm.
I think I agree with Tony. It's very close to say Saka and Rafinha.
Oh my
Rafinha is
God.
a baller.
Brazil will blitz these people, Miss Melina.
It's a
You know
penalty
what?
now.
It's 2-0.
South Korea
Guys
are
watching
getting.
the game, it's
2-0.
2-0. Neymar has
Yeah.
just converted a penalty. It's South
Oh,
Brazil.
we're gonna have
2-0.
we're
They're
gonna have
already dancing the
Richarlison.
samba already.
We're gonna have Sun tears today injected.
Yeah, some tears. You know what? Yeah, I really want to have this Tottenham Hotspurs. Their tears. All their players. I want their tears in a glass of jar. So I just look at it and
Tony,
just
I'm
start
not gonna
popping
lie.
off to it.
Tony, the last time, Tony, you
He's
said you
passing
wanted
them.
Man City players. Tony, 1 second. The last
Yeah.
time you said you wanted Man City players injured, Gabriel Jesus, who came from Man City, got injured. Tony, I don't want to hear nothing from you. Your juju is working.
My juju's working for
Working.
reverse, right?
Oh,
my
good
God.
juju
He's
there.
working in reverse.
Tony, let me say something.
Oh.
Tony, let me say something. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't strengthen in January, we're gonna. For
Mm.
me, we'll finish second. If we don't strengthen in January, we'll finish second.
Yeah,
Simple as.
it's a well-known fact. It's a
Because I
well-known
said
fact.
to Igal, yeah, I said second. I said second and Europa League because I didn't think we'll be in as tight as I said second and the Europa League. That's my expectations. But if we don't strengthen, then we're gonna finish second. It's as simple as because we're not gonna.
It's as simple as that.
No disrespect to Eddie Nketiah, he's not going to win us the league. You're going from the Henrys, the Ian Wrights, Kevin Campbells, the Adebayos, the Eduardos, the Henrys, obviously the Alan Smiths to the Anelkas and the Carnus to Eddie Nketiah. Really?
Good and okay. See, you know what? Yeah,
Really?
later
Going from
on in our
Adebayo to
battle,
Nketiah, come Van Persie
late-
to Nketiah. Really?
later on in our battle, we'll still head down there. There's lots of time. It's a 2-hour program today. We'll still delve into the Arsenal stuff. But you know what? Just before I pick on Baz right now, Baz, see here, Brazil in the first 10 minutes, I've just blitzed these guys 2 goals to 0. See, is there anyone in that Brazilian team that you think Liverpool should be picking up their checkbooks right now and then saying, you know what, yeah, I need this player, come down to us. I need this player, come down to us. Stop picking them right now and telling me, give me an expose on what you think Liverpool should be doing in this Brazilian team. Should they be picking the checkbooks right now, and should they be picking 1 or 2 players that you see destroying South Korea right now? You're mute. You're mute. You're mute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is a lot of these players, they're great players, but they all play for big teams anyway. So I don't think these guys are looking to move. I mean, we've got the best goalkeeper in the world playing for them, Alisson. So, I'm happy with that. Generally, I'm not too keen on South American players, and that's no offense to them. I think they're epic players. The reason why is because they do have that ambition. They do have that ambition to go and play for either Barcelona or Real Madrid. And it leaves a dirty taste in your mouth, you know what I mean, when they do leave, because they are great players. When Coutinho left to go Barcelona, you know what I mean, he was an epic player at Liverpool. So a lot of Liverpool players were really disappointed when he left. But that's what you get with South American players, to be fair. So what I see there, if I was to go crazy, if I thought, yeah, okay, we needed to buy someone, I'd love to see Neymar. Or Vinicius Jr. Either one of those two. The others,
that'd be good for Liverpool, man. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'll be good. And it's not like Liverpool don't have the money. Liverpool have the resources, the money, the oomph, the bigness of that kind of club that a South American would want to come down there to. But again, do you think Neymar would like the weather? He's more like, he likes this kind of, his taste, like this kind of Spanish kind of things, right?
I don't. To be fair, I'd never see Neymar at Liverpool. I mean, I was like, if there was a magic wand, you know what I mean, then that would be nice. I'd like a player like him. He's techie with it, but he's at PSG, he's earning ridiculous money, and you know what I mean. He's not someone that's going to come to Liverpool for sure. And you could say the same thing for Vinicius. But yeah, that was a good save from Alisson.
But the thing with Liverpool, yeah. Your midfield's the midfield. Their midfield's the issue. That's why they've been so bad this season, because it's the midfield. I like Klopp here, but he's so stubborn. Like he said, "Oh, I don't need a midfielder." Yes, you do. Milner's past his best. Milner's 36. The guy is finished.
Yeah, but he's stubborn.
I don't really rate Henderson. I don't really rate Henderson. I don't think he's that great. But you need a Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, I think we know this.
Midfield is not. This is the thing with Klopp. He's stubbornness. This is his downfall, and I can see some Liverpool fans are Klopp out. I don't blame them. The guy has been this since 2015, 7 years. He's not going to be with you forever. He's going to leave at some time. Obviously, he's one of the best. I rate him. He's one of the best managers in the world for me. I wanted him when Wenger stayed too long. I wanted Klopp, and we missed out on him, but he's just too stubborn. That's the issue with him.
He's just too stubborn, right? You know what, yeah? I'll come to CFCOG, and of course, Miss Melina, this is for you. See, yeah, look at that Brazilian team. Look at the lineups. At CFCOG, you'll go first before Miss Melina, because I want Miss Melina to go deeper into it. CFCOG, thanks for giving us the screen share. Thanks for giving us the screen share down there, making the match look kind of like, techie in a way. You know what? That's what CFC brings to the table, my brother. See, Chelsea FC, they need of signings, right? Good. I know you guys have already brought in, or at least concluded that deal for Nkunku, who's coming in January transfer window. Good and okay, he's a great player. But look into that Brazilian team and tell me who you're going to pick right now, right here. CFCOG.
I don't know if it's possible to steal Richarlison. I wish we could take him off that crappy Tottenham.
Oh, you're shameless with it, right?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Gabriel's injured, so he's off the table.
You're shameless with it,
right? He rejected Chelsea for Tottenham. Richarlison, he's crazy.
Maybe he was kind of like afraid that, hey, I might not have a nailed down shirt to play down there. Don't you think so with CFCOG?
Yeah, you are right, man. Maybe he was too scared he won't get in the first team. All the players buy in. Honestly, he's playing sick as well, man. He's better than Rafinha. That's the truth, guys.
Good and okay. Miss Melina, are you there with us?
Yes, I am here, Tom.
See, Miss Melina, look into this Brazilian team. Like, just look in depthly into this. Look into that team. Uh, is there anyone there that, because see, this team might go ahead to win this championship, whether we like it or not? They're the favorite to actually win this championship right here, right now. See, when you look at that team, which of the players scream Arsenal for you?
No one, because it's not a realistic question. I would say
You don't think
Vinicius.
so? So you
No.
don't think that Arsenal can go for any Brazilian right now and say, hey, you know what? We like Brazilians. We want
So
Brazilians to actually come into the club.
if you want my fairy tale answer, it's Vinicius. But there's no way Real Madrid are letting him go. Are they dumb? They're not gonna let one of their best players go. And if we had Vinicius on our team, we'd be fucking firing. Sorry, my language. We'd be firing in all areas. That guy is a baller, and he demonstrates, at such a young age, qualities that we need to help improve our younger prospects in the team. Leadership, and I think every team needs that. And this kid demonstrates that at such a young age. He takes things in his own hands.
Yeah.
But there's no way Real Madrid would let him go.
Exactly.
Ancelotti loves him. Like, you think Ancelotti's going to let one of his best players go? Ancelotti's a world class manager. He's not going to let Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, I want to. Oh,
I love Vinicius Jr. But Don Carlos.
it's not realistic.
The Brazilian team have a guy, he plays as a forward. His name is Pedro. He's a Brazilian. He's on the bench most of the time, but he plays very well. He's just 25-year-old. He's a very quick guy. He plays for Flamengo RG in Brazil. He's a very, very talented player. I think Arsenal should start looking at this kind of players right now. Because in the coming years, these are the guys that would replace, all the whole big wigs down there in that Brazilian team. He's a very, very good player. Quick, fast enough. He handles the ball very, very well. It causes constellation for defenders, in random ways. If you've seen him play, I've watched Flamingo games most of the time, and I see him play. I don't know if you know him anyway, Miss Melina.
No, I have no clue.
No.
To be honest, I don't
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah,
That
and
league.
mind you, they also have a defender, a 25-year-old defender born in 1997. He plays his game at Juventus FC. His name is Bremer. Bremer is a good
I know
central
him.
defender. Yeah, very, very good one. And mind you, Miss Melina and the rest of the panel. See, yeah, Juventus is in a corruption scandal. They need to balance the books right now, and of course there's an inquest and an investigation going on into what happened in that Juventus boardroom that led four of their board of directors, including club legend Nedved, to get out of the club at the end of the day. See, I think they will soon be going on a fire sale. See, do you
I'd
think we
take
can actually
Chiesa.
go down there and bring in a Vlahovic and bring in a Bremer?
I don't want Vlahovic. I'd take Chiesa and I'd take Locatelli in a heartbeat.
Locatelli, right?
Yeah,
Classy player.
Locatelli would be good right now. I'll take
Locatelli
Vlahovic
and
as well.
Chiesa.
I'll take
Okay.
Malik Savage. I'll take Tarek Lampton. I want him as well. Tarek Lampton.
But do you think Locatelli can adapt to the pace in the Premiership?
Yeah, I think he can.
Yes, he
I
can.
think he can
And
hit
Arteta
that
is the
ground
perfect
running.
manager.
Because it's kind of like a
give-
sluggish player. He's
No,
sluggish, but he's
Arteta is-
good.
Arteta is the perfect manager to help get these players get the ground running.
Up to speed, right?
As long as Arteta gets it right with the play, then yeah, he will shine.
Sorry, someone's phone.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Like I
it's
said,
mine.
we need. Like I said, we can't afford to mess up the transfer, because if we don't sign
Tony's too
anyone,
famous.
we're gonna finish second if we don't sign anyone. Simple, we'll finish second.
I'm not.
Tony, I'm
not
joining on my laptop. I'm gonna leave and come back in like a minute.
good.
But like I said,
Baz, are you there?
I'm here.
Baz, please, can you handle the show, please? I'll come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tommy, you were talking, so yeah.
hey Baz, let me ask you this: are you Klopp in or Klopp out?
Klopp out.
You're Klopp out.
Yeah.
Who do you want after Klopp? Like, who do you want? What manager do you want after him?
At the moment, I haven't made my mind up yet.
Luis Enrique?
No, I don't. I think he's good. I think he's good.
He'll be good for you, man. Or Hansley Flick.
Do you know who I like? The Dortmund current Dortmund manager. I know it's another Dortmund guy.
What's his name again? I forgot his name.
God. The name will come. The name will come. But
cool.
But he.
Eden Terzic.
Because the reason I'm saying is because I want Luis Enrique after Arteta, like once Arteta, like, because Arteta's not going to be with us forever, so I want Luis Enrique as his placement, like in the next 3 to 5 years. I want Luis Enrique.
Do you not think Arteta will stay there for a little bit longer?
If he wins us the league, or if we're in second
but
place,
like I said, he has to win us the league and Champions League.
Even if we get second place and we win Europa League, that's what I think. That's a massive stepping
next
stone.
Season he has to win us the league. If we don't win it this season, next season he has to win it. If he doesn't win us the league next season,
because we'll go from
he's got to go for me
8th to 5th, and then now to 2nd, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Do you think? Sorry, no, I was just going to say, do you really think, like, I mean, like, you've given him like a really tough deadline. Obviously, like Liverpool, it took us quite a long time to actually get to.
Yeah, 30 years, right?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, obviously, Man City are the richest club. Well, were the richest club.
Yeah.
But they could just buy everything. And then Liverpool obviously can't compete financially, but it took us years to stay with them first, second sort of thing, yeah? Do you think you guys are giving Arteta maybe a little bit of a mission impossible, like next year to win the title? Because you've only just got back to, you know what I mean?
Next season, if we finish second, we'll be... If we finish second, it's still a good season for us. But next season, he has to win us the league. If he doesn't win us the league next season, he must go for me. If he doesn't win us the league next season, because I grew up with my team winning titles. Like, I'm 20. We haven't won the league since 2004. 8 years. That's not good. That's not good enough. Yeah, next season, he has to win us the league, and for me, he's got to win the Champions League for me as well.
That's I mean, to be honest with you, that'll be very tough, because remember, you got people like Chelsea who've got the money. You got Newcastle going to be up there.
Yeah, of course, they're going to come up, but
it's very tough.
He needs to do the business for me, Mikel, because if he doesn't win us the league next season, it's bye. He can go. We can bring in Luis Enrique or Poch or Hansley Flick, whoever.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, it's your club, isn't it? And people got their views. And to be fair, it's been a while since Arsenal have been challenging for anything. So I totally get what you're saying.
Because I remember, 07, 08, we should have won the league, but Eduardo got injured that season and we fell off.
Oh my god!
15, 16.
Shit! Oh my god! He scored goal! The pigeon!
I told you we should have got this.
Wow!
Goal Brazil 2-0 on the screen, 3-0 now.
Getting ripped apart. Wow!
I
said 4-0. I might need to take that back and say 5-0.
This is To be fair,
Baz,
Brazil are just toying.
Baz, let me ask you this, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you take Poch?
No.
Why?
No.
Is it because he bottles things? He doesn't take.
He hasn't won anything. He hasn't won anything. When you're going to manage a club like Liverpool or any,
he has to win.
You have to be able to to win things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to be a serial winner.
He's won nothing at Tottenham and Southampton, and he's won a title with PSG, but it's the French league, isn't it? Like it's the Farmers League.
There's just one club there.
No one cares about the French league anyway, man.
Yeah, this is it. So for me, no, not him.
The issue I have with Poch, he doesn't take competition seriously. When he was at Tottenham, he wanted to win league, but take the FA Cup and League Cup seriously. It's a trophy. That's the issue I had with Poch. I'm not saying I rate him, but the problem I have with him is just don't take it seriously. That's the issues I have with Poch, and he bottles things as well in that last minute.
This is it. I mean, to be honest with you, for Liverpool, he's not for me.
Fair enough. Would you take Thomas Tuchel?
I don't mind him. I don't mind him. I mean, I think he's a good manager, but I don't know. It's Chelsea like allegiances. It could be difficult. But you never know, man. This game of football, man. It wouldn't even surprise me if they get Steven Gerrard in.
Gerrard,
I don't.
he's
think
not ready. He's not ready for you. He's not ready for you. Yeah, he's
Oh, here they go
legend,
again.
but he's not ready.
No, of course not. But that's what I'm saying. He's not. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
I think he's just saying it figuratively, like allegiances
And
don't
when
really
he was
matter.
when he was at Aston Villa, he was just way out. He was
Yeah,
just
he's really
depth,
poor.
innit? Out
Yeah.
of his depth, Aston Villa, way out of his depth. Like,
Well, he didn't really play the right players. He couldn't make the proper 11.
they
Well,
were
to be
playing,
honest, he didn't even have the right players, too.
Aston Villa were playing worse under him. They were playing worse.
They're playing well
They
now.
were-
Villa's
they
playing
were
well.
further-
Unai Emery.
Unai Emery is a good manager,
No,
yeah.
good manager. The thing with Emery, it was just we.
Yeah,
Arsenal
you
didn't-
can't
Arsenal
compare the
didn't-
two, though, can you? Surely. 'Cause-
Arsenal never gave him time because of his, and plus people in our own dressing room were making fun of him because he never got a language interpreter like Bielsa. So he found it really hard in England. But the football he was playing was negative football too, like that Europa League run. It was just awful football.
We were
in there.
That was his
defensively,
specialty,
we
wasn't
were
it?
worse under Unai Emery. Defensively, we were bad, bro.
We were so bad.
He had to go for me because he left us 13th. I'm thinking, get this guy out. Because I was Emery out, when we drew 2-2 to Watford. Watford had 20 shots.
Yeah,
We had
and
0. I'm
it's
thinking,
bloody
get this guy
Watford.
out. He had to go for me. Unai, top manager, but he had to go for me. He left us 13th. I'm thinking, get rid of him, and he had to go in it. So as well. But I didn't want Arteta because he's a rookie. I wanted Luis Enrique, Ancelotti, Nagelsmann, but we didn't get anywhere. Hey, Baz, one more thing. Would you take Nagelsmann?
Yeah, I do like him.
I would love him at Arsenal. He's a top manager.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, like,
Oh my gosh, these people can't score anything against Allison.
the
Might
thing
as well go home, bro.
the thing with Liverpool, I think there's a lot of things going on at the moment with Liverpool in terms of ownerships and stuff like that. I don't think they're going to get rid of Klopp anytime soon. I think we've got another year or so with him or two. And then after that, we could probably see what's going on because, football just changes so quickly. We could literally have like really good owners or owners that are going to spend the cash. And then before you know it, Klopp's staying. You know what I mean? He just brings in the players that he wants. And so it can happen.
Yeah. Do you think will Klopp be sacked or do you think he'll walk?
I think Klopp has that reputation of just walking. I don't think he'll be sacked. His stature, I don't think he'll be sacked. It'll probably be a mutual agreement sort of thing. They wouldn't just dark him up like that. He's won Liverpool pretty much everything. You know what I mean?
But don't they need to pay, if it's a mutual agreement, do they have to pay the rest of his
Yeah, they do.
contract fee? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
do you think when you get new owners, like how FSG's up for sale? So maybe after this World Cup, when you get new owners, maybe they'll do like Todd Bowley when he got rid of Tuchel. But
No,
it might be too soon.
No, I don't think they'll do that to Jurgen Klopp, to be fair. And again,
Also, Chelsea's very cutthroat. Like that's what they're known
yeah.
for.
Well, Liverpool, I don't know. Liverpool don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very respectful towards their people. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening. And at the same time, with the ownership stuff, anything is possible. Again, we've been linked with owners this week, like
Saudis, Qataris,
Yeah.
Mukesh Ambani from India.
Yeah, all sorts. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't even surprise me again if nothing happens this transfer window, after the World Cup.
And FSG stay. But they announced they're selling though.
Well, that's what they say, and then it could happen where they're just looking for investors. They could be. I think what it is, they just open the book and they're like, let's see what people are offering, and then if it tickles their fancy, they'll sell it. If they don't, they'll probably think, all right, well, we'll stay. If not, they might just be interested in the partial ownership thing. I don't know. I don't agree with that personally.
Arsenal was like that before before Kroenke got full ownership. It was only partial ownership.
Yeah, that I'm not
later
too
on.
keen on. That is an absolute no-no for Liverpool. So either you keep FSG or you sell to somebody who's going to actually put money into the club. We're actually built really well. Our stadium is.
Yeah, you don't need renovation. Yeah.
No, we don't need any of that. Our training facilities are good. Our infrastructure is perfect. Is good at the moment. All it needs is just someone coming in to invest in assets with the team. So I guess we'll see. As that time goes by.
Fair enough, man. Well, yeah, but I still think with Liverpool, I still think you can get top 4. Like I still think you can. I think people shouldn't write you off. I think you can still get top 4.
It's anything is possible, like I say. But at the moment, obviously, when you look at the teams like Newcastle, they're playing well. Anything could happen. However, we definitely need a midfielder or two. I don't know if we're going to get that in January, but if we do, then it gives us a chance. You know what I mean? Because we still got decent quality up front.
Yeah, you still got up front.
Yeah,
but
we're watching
Darwin, like he's. I've watched him. His touches are so poor, bruv.
Yeah.
Why did you buy that guy? The guy is not good.
I like
this
Luis
guy's different.
Diaz. He's very good, Luis Diaz. He reminds me of Alexis Sanchez flair.
Oh my God! No way.
But Darwin
here we go. 4. Oh my God, 4-0.
South Korea are getting ripped apart, bro.
Oh my God, they're getting bent over, bro.
This
guy's dancing He's dancing on the pitch.
Oh my goodness. What I would say is Darwin's a different kind of player. He's not. The thing is, he came the same time as Haaland came in. Obviously,
yeah, he did.
They're going to compare them two, innit? Unfortunately, they're two different players. However, they're both number 9s, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
But what you're going to see with Darwin, all right, he's gonna be a system player. He's going to be a system player. He causes trouble. He causes defenders trouble.
I get that. But I just don't think he's that good, though, bro. I've watched him. His touches are so poor. His link-up play is poor, bro. He needs to work on that. And the guy... Yeah,
but he's only 22. That's the thing. He's only young.
I get that. He needs time. But I've watched him, like Liverpool and Uruguay. He's been poor for you. And Uruguay, man, he hasn't been that great.
Oh, Paqueta scored. West Ham.
You know something? His record's actually 6 goals in 11 games, which is not that bad.
Yeah,
so he does score goals.
You've had great strikers in the past: Suarez,
Torres,
Fowler, Owen, McManaman. You've had some quality. Even David Ngog, he was okay. I wouldn't say he was okay. And you had Daniel Sturridge was good. Obviously, he was just injury prone. But you had some quality strikers in the past. You went from Fernando Torres to Darwin Nunez. Really?
Well, look. At the end of the day, he's different. He's a different kind of player. Do you know what I mean? He's a different kind of player. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. He's still. He doesn't speak the language. He can't understand stuff. You know what I mean? It will change for him.
Yeah, that's true. But don't defend him too much.
Look at us. We've got Eddie Nketiah. I don't know. We got Eddie Nketiah, bruv. And I don't even rate the guy. We've got Eddie Nketiah, for God's sake, bruv. We've got this bum, bruv. Like, we went from Adebayo and them lot to Eddie Nketiah. Like, really? Come on.
Yeah. Man. The thing is, I wasn't happy when they signed him, to be fair. You know what I mean? I wanted Moussa Diaby. Yeah, I wasn't keen on him, to be fair. I wanted Diaby.
But Diaby was not for sale, right? I don't think he was.
We could, you know what? To be honest with you, money talks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Would you have taken Osimhen?
You know what? I don't even think Liverpool needed a number 9. I think, you know what? We've not had a number 9 for a long time. The last number 9 we had was Benteke.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
He was trash for you, bro, Ben. He was so trash for you, man.
You know what? Benteke, I don't know if he was trash. I think it's the system. System didn't suit him. That's the thing. He was a good player, but he just, we had issues with him. Like, we know when we had Raheem Sterling, Luis Suarez, and those kind of players.
I liked when you had Coutinho. Coutinho was really good for you guys.
This is what we've done.
Sturridge, he played for England before.
Sturridge is injury prone. Daniel Sturridge is injury prone.
I liked him a lot in Liverpool.
Guys, what is going on? What's going on? There seems to be something going on.
What did I tell you, Tony? I said 4-0.
Tony,
OG said it.
They're getting bent over, bro.
They're getting a spanking.
Miss Melina, what did you say? They get it what? I didn't know that was part of your semantics.
They're getting spanking, mate. Spanking.
Or vocabulary.
Tony.
Sincerely, I didn't know that was part of your vocabulary.
Let's see.
See, every time that Richarlison scores a goal, it hurts me. It hurts
Yeah.
me.
And you
In
know
a
what,
way, it
Tony?
just hurts
I'm gonna
me.
hold my hands up. I said to Todd when they signed him, I said, "Wow, you paid 80 million for him." But you know what? The guy's banging in goals. I don't know if he does it. To be fair, he hasn't done it much at Tottenham yet. But he is. You can't. As much as I hate Tottenham, you can't discredit a quality player when you see it.
It's shocking. It's
Sorry, I
shocking.
just want to say he's a fucking dickhead. Sorry.
No, I don't like his attitude at all. He's a prick.
Yeah, exactly. You stink.
Yeah, I don't
have
rate
to
him
agree.
at all. At all.
I have
Oh
to
my
agree.
gosh, that's a perfect.
I have to agree. His attitude stink. But you know what? Yeah, it doesn't matter whether your attitude stink. What really do matter is that you're scoring goals, and your club won't even care about
And
that.
that he's not.
They
Yeah,
don't
and
care
that
if
he's
your
not.
attitude stink. What they really care about, are you putting the ball at the back of the net? That's what they care about. And if you're doing that, you have a pass. You can be a dickhead all you want.
Yeah, but he hasn't done that. He's only scored 2 Champions League goals. That's it. Nothing else.
Lie.
And in big
can't
games,
talk.
he's disappeared in big games.
Yeah, this might change now. He might have a good World Cup and he might be a better player when he comes back from it. But at this moment, no one can say nothing about him.
I don't really think he was necessarily poor for Tottenham or Spurs.
They're judged by scoring goals.
Yeah, but there's a difference. There's a difference between scoring goals and having an impact in the team. And
yeah, but then you can argue the same thing with Darwin Nunez.
But it hasn't been that bad to evoke any kind of serious kind of scrutiny against him.
Oh yeah, he has. He has. Trust me, he's too arrogant. If you're arrogant, you got to show yourself on the pitch, and he doesn't do that. Until he does that, instead of rolling around like someone shot him, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't like him.
Yeah, he needs to do that. Yeah, I don't like him because obviously he came from Everton, and obviously we've had our runnings with him.
Yeah, you're running.
Yeah, he's a player that I cannot stand.
Oh my gosh, he's already crying, son.
Yeah.
Son hasn't been that great anyway. Son's been dreadful.
He's been shit. He's shit. My nan could do better than him.
He's just a purple patch player. He's not shit yet, but the problem with him, he just doesn't do enough.
He's a rival. Come on, bro. He's a rival.
I know he's a rival.
Son is shit.
I'll take him over our wingers.
Thomason, 1 second. Thomason,
go at Miss Molina. Go at her.
Thomason, where's his trophy? Where's his trophy with Tottenham Hotspur? Can you tell me?
Exactly, Thomason. That's something you need to think about.
The last time Tottenham won a trophy, I was still 13, mate. They haven't won a trophy since I was in secondary school, 2008. Spurs don't win anything.
Then she's correcting what she's saying, innit? She's correcting what she's saying, innit?
It's Spurs. What do you expect? But
I know, but that makes Miss Molina correct,
he
right?
He plays for that football club, mate. He chose to play for that football club.
Same with Kane. Tottenham don't win shit. It's Spurs, Persie. It's Spurs. What do you expect?
Baz, you said you'll be back, right? Baz, we need you, man. You have to come back.
Yeah, I'm coming back. By the way, Steve wants to join. I don't know if you're all right with that.
Steve, because Steve has been, he wanted to be off, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's sending me a message, but before I said anything, I wanted to make sure you're all right.
Yeah, sure. You can send it.
I'll send him the link and he'll join. I will definitely be back. I'm just using. I just got to go downstairs for a minute.
Okay.
I'm staying on stream, but yeah, I'll just be on mute. That's what I mean.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
Don't even tell us, like.
Yellow card for.
Hey, we have. Please, Baz, we'll need you back later on. See, you know what? Yeah, God, we have a guest here. I will just remove this technical stuff here. I'll put it back just for us to see the guest we have here, Stephen Fitley. Stephen Fitley, welcome to the show, my brother. Stephen, show your face, man. Show your face.
I'm on my phone, so shit.
Okay.
You right, Stephen, man? What are you saying, bro? You good, Steve?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. You?
I'm all right, man.
Steve, I know you've not been feeling well. I know you've not been feeling well. It's an honor to have you here on the show. I know you've cancelled some of your shows you're supposed to have this week. I'm very sorry, but it's also nice you can come and chop it up here. You know we love you. You know you have a home here. You know Miss Melina is here, and of course I have my other business partner and fellow podcaster here, Chelsea OG, my brother. And of course, we have Baz and we have my very, very good friend and brother, Thomasin Osabia. See, Stephen, you're welcome to the show.
Big up,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, what Brazil? They're playing FIFA or something. This is like FIFA on amateur mode for them. For fuck's sake,
Yeah.
they make his son look like some dried up has been. Like
Exactly.
I mean, I love it. I love it. Like I love it. Like everyone goes on about everyone at Tottenham goes on about this son. Where's he been, bro? Where's he been?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm still looking
Guys,
for him. I'm looking in for my
you're
pockets.
looking for him, right?
But all I can find is my keys and my phone.
Steve, I'm coming. I have a friend who is here. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He's from Finland. His name is, and of course, Miss Melina, you know you like some Nigerians, right? You know you like Nigerians, right? This is a very cool Nigerian, and he's my very, very good friend, very close friend. His name is Benga Quadri. Benga Quadri, big ups to you, my brother. Actually, he was the one I was talking to offline. Actually, he's a very good friend. There was something he wanted me to do for him. So, I just quickly organized it and we're back to the show. So, see ya. Benga Quadri, you're welcome to the show. He says, yeah, hey guys, it's it's good to be with everyone once again. Yeah, thank you, Benga Quadri, my guy. And he also repeats his words again. He says, hey guys, it's nice to be with everyone once again. Big ups to you, Quadri. My guy, Nigeria in the house. Benga Quadri. And he says, yeah, thanks, bro. You know what? Yeah, we also have BX Gunner 81. It says Richarlison to Madrid in the summer. Watch to replace Benzema. Of course, see, these Brazilians, they don't have any loyalties to anyone. When you present that money for them, off they go. They just go.
Yeah,
And
but Tony, we know
and once
there's
you
no
talk about
loyalty in
Real
football.
Madrid or when you talk about Barcelona, they're off. They have no loyalties to these English teams. What do you
No,
think
but
about that, Stephen
Tony,
Fitley?
To-
What do you think about that,
Tony,
Stephen?
when's the last time there's been loyalty in football? The last time I remember loyalty in football was when Dennis Bergkamp ignored every single offer on the planet to stay at Arsenal until he was at the end of his career. That's the last time I saw loyalty. Everyone else, all the others at Adebayor, Van Persie, all the others pissed off. I'm sorry. Money talks in the end of it. So, yeah. At the end, like I said, the only one that showed any loyalty that I can remember is Dennis Bergkamp. So, and that's what 2006. It's now 2022. So,
16 years.
I think the next thing you could probably say is like Messi because he didn't actually want to go. He was forced to go.
He was forced
So
to go.
Ronald
because they
Koeman
couldn't
got rid
afford
of
him.
him. Ronald Koeman.
Well, no, actually, it was no. No. Do you know what got rid of him is the shitty running of Barcelona. That's what got rid of him. Like it was running to such a state of debt that they couldn't afford him.
True.
Simple as that.
Miss Melina, let me pick you here. Do you think there's still loyalty in football? Is there anything like loyalty in football?
No. But the other thing I do want to say, in light of the players, like in defense of the players, well, devil's advocate kind of, I think us fans also, no one's above the values and ambitions of this football club. So I think loyalties in football goes both ways. You could have a player like Diego Silva, and the minute you want to sell him, oh look, Chelsea OG. Okay, I'm gonna give a perfect example. N'Golo Kante has done a lot for Chelsea Football Club. He is one of their best players. Has won them trophies, silverware. Has won them helped win them a Champions League, right? And now they're saying, oh, he's too injury prone. Get him out of my club, right? No one is bigger than the ambitions and goals of that football club. Because Kante is aging, and unfortunately, with age comes more injuries. And they're not able to have that same midfield power they had once with Kante and Kovacic midfield duo, right? That's just something I wanted to say devil's advocate for. I think loyalty in football goes both ways with fans. And nowadays in football, you can't really have that, especially with money taking over. The football now is all about, you know, which player can you buy when you splash the cash. It's not about look at Aubameyang. Aubameyang had Arsenal tattooed on him, bro, and he left us. Van Persie.
No.
Van Persie.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one that hurts me so much, you know.
No, you know what's the thing with Van Persie? Sorry.
The one that hurt me the most was Van Persie, because when I was a kid, he was meant to be the prodigy, the second prodigy of Jesus Christ, and this bastard left us for Man United. I'll never forgive him in my life, and if I saw him in the street, I'd spit in his face.
True, and you know, and do you know the worst part?
Can I just make a point? Can I just make a point here?
Wait, guys, wait. And do you know the worst part of it? He kissed the Man United badge when he scored against us.
When he won the trophy.
That made me just completely like. See, I hate no human being, but it made me completely dislike him. Do you know what? Yeah. Before I go to Steve, please just wait. CFCOG, is there anything like loyalty in club football, in country football, anything like loyalty? Is there any likeness of it that is still existing right now?
I hope someone does prove us wrong, like a Reece James. I hope someone like him improves and doesn't leave Chelsea. But honestly, most people will leave over time, whether the club pause you off like we'll do with Kante, or whether you think you're bigger than the club like Van Persie and move on. Like sooner or later, I don't know. I don't believe in club loyal in 2020, to be honest, or 2023 going. So no, on that bombshell.
So no loyalties, right?
No loyalty. What's that Chris Brown song? These bitches ain't loyal.
These hoes are loyal.
These football players are not loyal.
These hoes are loyal, bro.
They're not loyal, right?
They're money bags. They're agents. They got agents.
It's very rare now in football that you have players that are loyal, but you do have your one or two. They're very few and far between.
Yeah, you do have your one.
You have to wait. You have to wait and see the story.
Would you guys
out.
say Ronaldo when he came back to Man United? Would you say that?
No, he was going to go City mistake.
Yeah,
he was going to go to City, right? You can't know that loyalty is all about his money, innit?
He was never going to City. That's the thing. He was never going City. I think it were doing that. They were doing that for Man United to do something about it. I think they were dilly-dallying Manchester United. He would have never gone.
Pep wanted Ronaldo. Pep wanted him though. At Man City.
Yeah, Pep wanted him, but whether he wanted to go there was a different matter altogether.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of speculation.
Can I make a point here?
Before you come in, Stephen, Jess Collins is still in the
Big up
charts,
Jess,
guys.
bro.
Because Jess Collins, my man. He says here, interesting debate here. Anytime I see Jess Collins, in the charts, I start,
It's a legend.
Okay, yeah, he's a legend. That's it. I have lots of respect for Jess Collins. A lot of respect. See, Stephen, chime into the chat. You've heard what Miss Molina said. She said that there's no loyalty. It doesn't exist. And she used the metaphor to qualify what Robin van Persie did to us. He abandoned us.
I'll tell you a little story. I'll tell you a little story about Van Persie.
The Man United badge. He kissed the badge. Stephen, he kissed the badge. Like, let that sink in.
Hang on, Tony. I'll tell you a little story about Van Persie. Right? About a season after I got that Highbury shirt that we were celebrating the end of Highbury, and I bought the shirt, and it was obviously Bergkamp's last season, so I said I'll have Bergkamp on the back. Right? A year later, I'm at Coney to meet some of the players after training, and Van Persie's there, and he signs my shirt and literally says to me, "I want to be just like him." Right? And now, when he moved to Man United, I was like, "Well, if you wanted to be like Bergkamp, mate, you'd have stayed. You would have told them to go fuck themselves." Now, part of me doesn't blame him because there was no ambition at this club. This club showed no ambition to win titles, and like Dennis Bergkamp got. So I get why he wanted to move, because he wanted to win, right? Yes, kissing the badge ain't nice, but there you go. It's one of those things. But I will give one example of loyalty, and Man United fans are going to hate me for this. Is Phil Jones still on their books? He's on the retirement plan, bruv. He's on the retirement plan, bruv. He's getting his over 60s pension, bruv. You know what I mean? Free bus pass and everything from Manchester. The keys to Manchester with a free bus pass.
He's really loyal. He's really loyal. That
he's
one
really
is
loyal
loyal.
because he's so shit he can't move on.
Hey, Tony,
he's not on their books. He's not on their books anymore.
See,
he left the
Baz,
season.
Tony, let me say something.
Baz, is there anyone in your club that you can fit into that, into that pedestal? Like, oh, this guy is loyal. This guy's been loyal in your current team. Is there anyone that fits that billing?
All right, one thing I'm going to say before I go into that one, yeah? You know the kissing of the badge? Remember that, yeah? The thing is, these players are foreign players. They don't understand it like us. For example, like I'm a Liverpool fan and I was born.
To be fair, Baz,
wait, please, let him finish. But Baz, please, come on, man. What are you saying? Come on, man.
What I'm saying.
Come on, man. You left the football club that you claim you love, and then you went on.
Let him finish.
Tony, let me explain.
Wait, guys, wait. I know what I'm saying. Just relax. It's me and Baz right now. Just chill. See, a guy that claims to love the club, he scores against the club he claims he loves, and a club that gave him a chance when he was injured all throughout the seasons that he has been playing in Arsenal. And then you got a big money move down to Manchester United, and then you did not just only score against us, which is okay, good and okay. But again, you came into the fan base of Arsenal Football Club and kissed a rival badge that would really hurt the fans. Baz, what are you saying? Take us through that.
Let me ask you a question. When Ian Wright left, went to West Ham, did he kiss the badge at all there? Yes or no?
That's Ian Wright.
No. Hold up.
But you can't compare him to
Robin
van Persie.
He has legendary status at Arsenal. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I compare. Because I said it earlier on. English players will never, ever do that because they know how much it means. I totally get what you're saying. If you look at someone like a Tony Adams or a Steve Bald or Martin Keown, these kind of players will never ever do that. Now I know what you're saying. Van Persie came as a youngster, yeah, but he's still a Dutchman. Now, obviously, I'm not condoning it because that was absolutely wrong. Because I would imagine someone like Luis Suarez went to Manchester United or went to Arsenal
or Ronaldo.
Badge. Now, obviously from Liverpool. Like, let's just say Luis Suarez. You know that time when Arsenal bid the 40 million and £1 or whatever.
Yeah, we did.
Let's just say he went and he did that. Yeah? He did that. Yeah. Then obviously I will bottle him on the roads, bruvs. No ways, no two ways about it. What I'm saying, yeah, is obviously some players like that, obviously being foreign players, they don't understand it psychologically what it does to fans like you and I for our clubs. Now to go to your question. Do I see anyone at Liverpool that would probably do? Van Dijk? He's the only one because obviously, all right, I know he wasn't a Liverpool man, yeah, but obviously, he's come to Liverpool. It's probably going to be the biggest club that he's going to go to because obviously I don't see him going anywhere now at this stage. But he's the only one that I think would be loyal. But all the others that would do. Yeah, yes, Steve.
I hear what you're saying, and you could go as far as saying is like when do they celebrate? Like when they just move to a club, and they score against the whole club. Like now, people have a go because they're celebrating against you, right? But it's for me, as much as it don't look nice to some fans. What do you expect him to do? He scores a goal that ends up winning the game. Like in the end, it's a celebration. Yes, it's against us, but so what? I'm not going to jump off and flip my lid just because an ex-player decided, I'm going to celebrate scoring a goal against me. Well,
It's how he
because in the
celebrates,
end,
though.
I'm more worried about us, right, beating them, right, and beating his celebration to having the last laugh. And if
Yeah,
you
but
can't have the last laugh,
but
this
you
is
have
why.
Say something, yeah.
yeah, but see,
If
sorry,
someone scores a goal, I just don't get why people think they can't celebrate. I mean, like if I'm going to score a goal, no matter who it's against, I'm going to celebrate because you don't know when you have. Some strikers
see,
don't even know when the last is.
let me add this, all right? I get what you're saying, yeah, but there's all different kinds of celebrations in it. Like with the Van Persie one in particular, yeah, you can celebrate, but if you're going to do things like go to the Arsenal end and then just do that, that's wrong.
And
If
then
you
kiss
kiss
the
the badge,
Oh yeah,
badge.
Adebayo
that's
is like
wrong. Yeah, that's what
So,
we're
no,
saying.
no. The
let me say
thing
something,
is, you can
Steve.
say look, Adebayo is a great example of that, right? But everyone at the time slated Adebayo for doing that, and too rightly so at the time, right? But then when you hear later on all what the whole backstory to it, right? The fact he didn't want to leave and that Wenger told him you're sitting in reserves or you're fucking gone, right? No wonder he had an aggro with the club,
Can't blame
right? No wonder he
Adebayo.
had an aggro with Wenger. And that's probably why he celebrated the way he did. So, because if that was me, I'd fucking want to rub it in his face. Said,
Good.
well, there you go.
Hey, Tony.
Thomason, please come in. I know you wanted to say
Tony.
something. You can come
Yeah,
in
with
now.
with Adebayo, I love Adebayo, but the fans were saying about his parents when we lost to Man City in 2009, the 40, and he was running off the pitch. I could
Yeah.
this when I was watching that game. Yeah, I was about 14. I couldn't blame him. I blamed Wenger for forcing him out. He didn't want to leave. Stupid Wenger forced him out.
Exactly.
And Adebayo said, "Boss, I don't want to leave. If you don't," and then Wenger said, "If you don't leave, I'll put you in the reserves." I didn't even want him to go. Then I didn't blame him celebrating, running across the
But
pitch.
this wasn't told
What do you
until
expect?
later.
What do you expect? It's Wenger. He sold our best striker. You got rid of him. And with Van Persie, yeah, Van Persie, I can't blame him. We weren't showing enough ambition. When we lost that League Cup final to Birmingham, when we lost that final, I was thinking that was the final coffin. That was the final straw. I'm thinking he's gonna leave, and we weren't winning. We weren't challenging for titles, so you can't blame Van Persie for leaving us. We weren't challenging enough for
Miss
titles.
Melina. Okay, Thomas.
Yeah,
I
he
hear
kissed the
you.
he kissed the badge.
It's a valid point,
Kissed-
but you know
he
what? Okay, finish up.
Let me finish up, yeah. Yeah, when he kissed the badge, I'm thinking, what are you doing, man? Like that annoyed me when he kissed the badge that very night. I'm thinking that's disrespectful to us fans. Like
Very
you
disrespectful.
came to us in 2004. Wenger put you with the Henrys, the Vieiras, and this is how you repay us by kissing
Exactly,
that badge.
and he had injuries
Disrespectful, bro.
blight him throughout his stay at Arsenal, and we
Snake.
supported you.
He's a
And then
snake.
what you did to is a snake. I do agree with you, Thomason.
Snake.
A big snake. See, Baz, before I come to you, I want to still ask Miss Melina about this thing. Because Arsenal doesn't have ambition, is that enough right given to you to spit at the club that supported you when you were injured all throughout your season?
When you were
Can
injured,
you give us more about into that issue?
When that Judas was injured throughout the entire season, Arsenal fans still stood by him. They didn't say we should replace him. He was meant to be our prodigy. He was meant to be our, God's child.
Next Dennis Bergkamp.
And
he's fit to be the next Dennis Bergkamp.
I thought he asked for Molina, not for.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
So when you do that and against us doing that, it's like Giroud. When Giroud, I know Giroud, it didn't really work out, so it's not really the same feeling. But Giroud did the whole thank you Arsenal, and although he's a great player, look at him now in the world stage. He's broken Henry's record, but some of the things. I think the one player I'll never forgive or let go of in my life is Van Persie. What he did to us, because that was the very first kit I had as an international fan with the name on my back as a kid. And ever since then, I never got a player's name on my back because I knew these players can leave any day of the week. Look at Bukayo Saka. If a Liverpool or if something come calling, you never know. they might
Oh,
go.
Granite Xhaka.
They might just pick their bags and go. So
Yeah.
there's no loyalty. The only loyalty I'm seeing in this Arsenal team is our Hale End boys. Bukayo Saka, of course.
Of course, they're gonna have
This guy,
loyalty though,
what's his
Tony.
name? Eddie Nketiah. Would you say it's loyalty or money? I don't know.
Emil
Any of the
Smith
two,
Rowe.
but Emily Smith Rowe. These guys have really shown that they love the club. That's why I think they would always still sign. That's why I still think that Bukayo Saka would still, sign that contract. He would sign the goddamn thing.
Can I
But
sorry.
yeah, before we go to Baz and Steve, Miss Melina, continue.
No, I just wanted to say Jess's point is very true. Like when Arsene Wenger did say that, fourth is considered a trophy, because with Wenger we were always in fourth and winning FA Cup. But I do want to say, you can still win stuff at he won the league with Man United, but there was no need for him to do that whole kissing the badge thing. Like,
Kissing
that's a slap in the face. You could win humbly when you leave us. We'll still be happy for you. But there was no need for that toxicity. When you were injured for an entire season, Arsenal fans didn't turn their back on you. We stood by you. Most of us stood by you when you couldn't even offer us anything.
Yeah.
So,
true.
I don't know.
True. I totally get you. You know what, guys? There's a comment here from Jess Collins. Just before, because Miss Melina just opened a Pandora box. And you know what? I will go to you, Baz, and of course, Steve, you can chime in on this, because it's a very important thing here that affects the whole clubs. Jess Collins says here, Wenger showed no ambition with Van Persie in his contract renewal and no ambition with the club when he said fourth is a trophy. Now, guys, just listen to that. Fourth is a trophy. So Van Persie walked to get success. See, it's not far from reality. Miss Melina and Thomason, you will chime in on this later on. But see, Baz, Arsene Wenger
Oh my
came
God.
out.
Career nearly put that away.
Arsene Wenger actually came out and said, hey, you know what, guys? Fourth is actually like a trophy these days. See, Baz, do you think that aiming for fourth, which has actually now turned into looking for top six right now, because right now there's that top six debate going on right now. Do you think Arsene Wenger in any way watered down winning the Premiership and pushed it downwards to just merely qualifying for the Champions League?
Sorry,
when he said that,
just before you go, like, their career literally just had a chance to bend in top bins, and who missed?
Who is
Son!
that? Who is that? Son, right? Yeah, Son.
Missed it again, bruv.
my stream hasn't got to that yet. So, Baz, what do you have to say to that?
Look, at the end of the day, right, Arsene Wenger's been your most successful manager, and there is certain
respect. Actually,
there's certain respects that you give people. However, having said that, towards the end, he didn't have any ambition. Top four was the thing, because it pays. Because if you're getting into Champions League, it pays money. You know what I mean? You can attract. It's a very, very absolute minimum someone could have. So that shows lack of ambition for sure. Yeah. Can I just mention? Sorry, I put my hand up earlier on because I saw a comment from Arthur B. Sorry, I'm not meaning to call you out, but is Arthur B?
Arthur B is a big member of this channel, man.
Is he an Arsenal fan?
Arthur B is an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I think so.
The reason why I said that, and look, it's no offense. I'm coming obviously from the Liverpool community, Now, we used to have this thing a few years ago, because we used to call Arsenal Banter FC, all right, based on the current circumstances, Now, the question, the thing that you put up, a comment about, is Arteta's very replaceable. I don't know if you can bring that back up.
I don't think he is right now.
Where is that comment? What's the number?
I think it was maybe 3 comments previous to this one, or 4.
Okay, to this one. Ought to be sack Klopp, bro.
No. Before that, I'm pretty sure it had something about us at 7:27. I don't know if you can see that one.
Okay, 7:27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, look. No offense after B. Yeah. Now, this is why a lot of like fans from the other communities laugh at Arsenal fans. Now, that at the moment, this is the most that you guys have been over the last 10 years or so. You've been at this opportunity where you've got good players in. You've got a guy who's been mastering, trying to master the best manager in the league's thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arteta at the moment with that comment, like, is very replaceable. Is that what you guys should be thinking right now? Because he's potentially going to win you your first title, your first time in the Champions League. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, absolutely. And if he goes and spends money in transfer window and you guys win the title, that kind of statement is wrong. I mean, that's very, very harsh. And then when people like me or Manchester United fans or Chelsea fans come in and see Arsenal fans like that, we laugh at you guys because then it shows that you guys don't know nothing about football. And no offense, I don't want to be offending you. Maybe you might have said this in a different context, yeah. And I understand that. But when I see something like that, it makes me very disappointed because I like Arsenal fans, but some Arsenal fans do destroy your clubs by doing that. And don't get me wrong, they do it in Liverpool communities as well. But obviously, I'm here today as a Liverpool fan, but like blessing your channel. And I see something like that, it annoys me because he's a good manager, very good, young, promising manager. Judge him at the end of the season. Like, right now you guys are on top. Okay. If you guys collapse, okay, then you can judge him. Then you can say, yeah, you know what, get rid of him or whatever it be. But just remember, every time you replace a manager, it takes a long time for their philosophy and all that stuff to get into the club. And when that happens, it takes, a long time. Yeah, but yeah, big up for that anyway.
I want to just touch on that. Right now, I've been one of Arteta's biggest critics. If you watched
me too, man,
channel previously, I've always been one of Arteta's biggest critics. I first shouted Arteta out after the North London derby, which was his first full season, because of the display they put on and the results they were producing. So. And once you say that, I'm like, that's it. I'll stick by it, right? But at the moment now, I've already said this season, right? With the start we've had, you can't name me a manager that could have a better start with that squad right now, right? A lot of managers with the start we've had, with the level of squad we've got, right? To be honest, that squad is probably overachieving itself at the minute to what the actual squad level it is. Not that I follow FIFA, go F your ratings. But like, so at the moment, Arteta is not replaceable right now.
Right?
We get this is why I'm not doing this argument anymore.
I'm sorry, Steve. Steve, wait. Jess Collins, if you want to pop into the show, please just let me know. Just send me a message. Just let me know. I have Arsenal fans here too. It'd be nice to have you on the show if you want to, Jess Collins. Continue, Steve Fitley.
Look, this is why I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this argument anymore. I just can't do the argument about whether to keep him or not. We are first. After 14 games, we have been blessed to be first, right? We should be backing him every step of the way. You criticize the bad performances, right? As you do, right? But give him the praise that he deserves, because if you said we'd be top going into the World Cup, everyone would have said, "What the fuck have you been smoking?" Not even lying. So, and for me, it's. I mean, for me, it's whole about I've seen a lot of fans, and I know fans personally, right? Oh, Brazil nearly put it away again. I've seen fans personally that are like, they're waiting for something to happen. They're like, oh yeah, but like we need to perform against Liverpool, Tottenham, or we need to do something in the January transfer window, or we need to do this, or we need to do that, and I'm like, what? Stop looking for problems and just praise what's going on.
And just praise what's
stop
going
trying,
on, right?
Yeah, like stop waiting. Why do you want to live your life waiting for something disappointing to happen? It's a shit way to live your life.
Exactly.
And it's not a way to support your football club. Right?
True.
It's as simple as that. Yes, be realistic. Don't be over dramatic about it. Right? But like, stop trying to look for faults when at the moment we've hardly made a fault apart from 2 games. Yeah,
Good and okay.
So,
Good and okay.
Now, like I said, like the test now for Arsenal starts now because we've just lost Jesus. Right? I don't know whether it's confirmed. It's definitely 3 months because I heard something that he's got.
I heard it's. I heard it's more than 3 months. I heard it's more than 3 months. I heard it's something like up to 4 or 5 months.
No, because what I heard was it's depending on if he needs surgery. If he doesn't need surgery, it'd be far less than 3 months. If he does need surgery, it's a guaranteed 3 months.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether they've worked out whether he does need it or not. But hey, I said about Ivan Toney, mate, we need to go fucking get him now. Like, I don't care. We need to go get him now, bruv, because we need help.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, you know what? Yeah. I have Ryan Maguire on the show. I don't know if you guys know him. Baz, have you had a show with Ryan Maguire before? You're mute.
Sorry, no, I haven't, but big up, man.
Okay, Ryan Maguire, me and him started this channel together. So he's my partner. He's my partner.
Oh, big up, man.
Together.
Big up, man.
He's the first guy that said, "Hey, Anthony, this could be a big dream. Let's do it together." You know, and of course, he's always here with me. Even after others have come and gone, he's still standing here, standing side by side with me to push this channel to where it's supposed to get to. But big Ryan, hey, you're welcome to the show, my brother.
Yes, thanks for the invite. Thought I might as well jump on. How are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
All
See,
good,
I have Baz. Baz is a very good friend of mine, and of course, he'll be coming down here during by the end of December. Upwards. To talk about Liverpool and of course their Premiership run up. At least they're looking for top 4, so it's going to be a very, very interesting run up. So I need him to be here. So you'll be seeing a lot, of him on this channel, of course, as me and you are here, and he might also come to the Ron and Cloud show, which is a separate show, Baz, that me and Ron Maguire have, and it's the oldest show, and personally my best show. After that comes the show with I know you know this guy from Tottenham Hotspur, Baz, Deji Spurs. That laughable character, lovely guy. He's also my friend. But after this Ryan Maguire show, that's my second best show here. And it'd be nice for you to come down to the Ryan and Cloud show, and then come down to Deji to have a date with Deji Spurs. That'll be a very, very interesting one because trust me, the guy got mouth. He can talk.
I know.
You better be ready for him.
I know.
You better be ready. I'm setting that up between me, you, and him.
I know all about him.
December.
Don't worry.
Just be ready for him.
I know how it is. You don't give us an invite as well. I see how it goes. Yeah, okay.
Ryan Maguire. See, Ryan, this is the first time I'm talking to you. Actually, I've not spoken to you since the injury of Gabriel. Since we've heard about that injury, how does this hurt you? What do you think Arsenal can do right now? And do you think we're paralyzed? Do you think the title challenge is over? Do you blame the board?
It's what we've been saying all season. If we get an injury to Jesus, it could completely turn on its head because who we got to cover? We can't be relying on Nketiah. We just can't.
No! We don't have to call his name here, please. Please, no Nketiah.
Tony, there's actually Arsenal fans that think he can do it. That's how bad and low their standards are. I've heard literally Arsenal fans. I've literally heard Arsenal fans defend
don't
this
want to hear
guy.
Eddie Nketiah here because we've given him lots of chances. See, guys, he's not good enough.
Exactly.
We need a striker. We need a new striker by January who will come in
You
and
need
do
to
the
tell
job.
these people because these people are. I'm sorry, their standards are on the
I'm
floor if they
sorry.
think he's good
See,
enough.
yeah, I
We
like
don't have
Eddie
no
Nketiah.
standards thinking Eddie
See,
Nketiah couldn't win.
I like Eddie Nketiah. I like Eddie Nketiah. He's a good guy, but I'm sorry, we've given him enough chances,
Well, I
and
don't.
see,
Not
he
Arsenal
hasn't
quality.
proved anything to us.
Not Arsenal
See,
quality.
we
Tony.
are allowed to critique. We are allowed to critique the club, but in a more constructive way, not like tearing down the players. I really understand this, but you know
So-
what? Yeah, Eddie Nketiah doesn't fit the billing. We need a new striker. Please, Steve and Tommy. Ran Maguire was speaking at his time.
Yeah,
Ran
sorry,
Maguire, please
my bad.
continue before we finish.
The only slight silver lining that we've got at the minute is the timing of the injury. Once the season kicks back in, there's only 2 games or something until January, where we can hopefully bring someone in to replace him. We can, fingers crossed, the injury isn't as bad, and it's only the 4 weeks that we're hearing. Obviously, 4 weeks without the surgery, then it's going to be months. But if it's only a couple of weeks, then it isn't the end of the world. But like I said, we're entering January. We've got the chance to replace. We just need to take it. There's strikers out there that we can easily afford, that can easily come in and just basically cover for him until he gets back. Obviously, he's been playing very well, but the scoring side hasn't been there anyway. So it's not like
It's not just that.
like we can't score without him because other guys are stepping up and getting goals. So that's not the end of the world in that aspect. But we do still need an out-and-out striker, and I don't think Jesus is that anyway. I think he's a very quality winger. If we got an out-and-out striker, we could play Jesus on the wing maybe. So that side of it doesn't bother me anyway. But I feel like it's at an okay time because we can bring in a new striker. But it just depends when. If we leave it until the end of the window, that could have serious ramifications because there's so many games in January. And then we might not even sign anyone, which is the worst case scenario because it happens all the time at Arsenal where we don't look at last January. We lost Aubameyang, didn't bring anyone in. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this season.
Can I just jump in on that?
Hopefully, I hope this doesn't happen again because we need to use this January transfer window to bring in players around Maguire. I know me and we always talk about this in a very calm way, but I think if the board don't do what they ought to do by January, someone have to take these beatings. You know that, Ryan. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what, guys, you would jump in, Stephen Fitley. But see, our legend is in the house, guys.
Yes, Jez.
It's Jez Collins, guys. Jez.
Man like Jez.
Jez, you're welcome to the show, my big brother. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. Enjoying the football. And enjoying your chat tonight. Been awesome.
Man like Jez.
Yeah. Jez was in the chart yesterday. You know, he was just monitoring what was going on. He didn't like some things that were being said. You know what? He's here to rip us apart today. Jez Collins, please. What do you think about this ridiculous talk about Eddie Nketiah leading the line?
No.
Oh my God.
Not good enough.
Exactly.
He's proven it. He was it was almost like an embarrassing situation. He's like the backstairs child, isn't he?
Jess Collins, please, Baz, you're going to leave the show. Nana, just saw your chart. Baz, please introduce yourself to Jess Collins, very important guy in the Arsenal community, and you can also say your goodbyes. And of course, remember Ryan Maguire also. In your parting words. Yeah, Baz. Your mic.
Keeps happening, man. I'm so sorry. Big up, guys. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm from London, but I live in Leeds. All my family are Arsenal fans. It's just me, as the only Liverpool fan. And I used to play a semi-pro level at Tottenham. So I know a little bit about them, but obviously I know quite a bit about Arsenal based on family and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a pleasure to meet you guys.
Jez, hopefully, sorry, Baz, hopefully we get to see you tomorrow to come bless the show. And please, my greetings to Ends, man. Tell him we love him too.
I will do.
Yeah,
but
sure,
big up, guys. People,
big
make
ups.
sure you're smashing the likes on this channel and subscribing. And take care, guys. Thanks for having me on. And hopefully, if I can make it back on later on,
you can always pop in. You can always pop in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, big ups to you. Yeah,
Good luck,
Jess
guys.
Collins. Yeah, Jess Collins, please, can you continue with that topic you were delving into, the Nketiah issue? Isn't it very funny that some Arsenal fans just really think that Eddie Nketiah can lead the line for us?
No chance. He's proven his worth. Yeah. As I said, he's a backstayer's child that Edu and Arteta thought was worth. He's proven he's crap. There's a point was made when I was on Lee Gunner's channel earlier at 1:00 today. Yeah. Let's go in for the heart. Yeah. And basically do a deal with Crystal Palace and do a deal to get Zaha and get rid of Nketiah. Nketiah is a low-level Premiership team quality, more likely Championship. I mean, he proved his worth at Leeds United when he couldn't even get in the sodding team when they're in the Championship. So that says it all.
That says it all. It's true.
This guy is not going to lead the line. Arsenal need to go out and do the business, and I would hope that Edu is doing the business right now, talking to agents, getting some feelers out there.
Right now, not January. That's the important thing. Right now, not January.
Yep, now, getting early. I hope Edu is at the World Cup, watching these players and seeing what on the pipeline, what deals we can do. Because it's not just a striker. We need backup. We still need backup in that midfield, and we still need in right back.
Right winger.
Yeah. Right back. We do need a right back,
Edu needs to be proven his worth. He's just been made sporting director. So let's get him out there. Let's do the show the ambition that this man stated. It's all about trophies. His statement. So he needs to be doing some business right now.
Exactly.
He needs to, man.
See, guys, I don't know where you guys stand in this topic, but you know what? I think I agree with Jess. I agree with him. Eddie Nketiah cannot lead the line for us.
Not good enough.
See, he's been paid 100,000 quid every week. He's played in the Europa League. He hasn't proved his worth there. He's played in the league. We've given him a couple of chances. He hasn't proven his worth. I won't deny. Guys, let me just make this clear. I won't deny. Even I was on a show with Jed at one time when he gave me a chance to come on his show. I had a talk. I had a presentation. I had a proposition that, you know what, I'm happy that they gave Eddie Nketiah a deal. Just for one reason, because I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing our players just leave for nothing. So I wanted them to at least give him a deal, and at least maybe in the next 2 years or a year, if he cannot prove himself, we can sell him and at least get some money for him. But little did I know that I actually regret saying that right now, because Eddie hasn't performed in any capacity. Ryan, I'll bring you in here before I bring Steve on. Ryan, has Eddie Nketiah, has he justified that 100,000? Because Ryan, we're allowed to criticize these things. Has he justified 100 quid per week? Is there any justification in this at all?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy money. It's crazy money for a player that wasn't performing anyway. He stepped up a bit at the end of last season. He played kind of okay at the end of the season, but that is as far as I would praise him. I would say kind of okay. I'd say he improved on the absolute garbage that he was in the winter. I went to the the Forest game in the FA Cup where he started, and he was absolutely atrocious. He missed some chances. He missed some chances there, and we were right on the goal, and we were practically celebrating because they were that close. They were that easy, and he was just missing them. And it looked like he wasn't bothered. My thought is that when he was at Leeds, I feel like he believed that it was below him, and he must have felt that he was too good for Leeds, so he probably didn't turn up in the training properly. He probably didn't put his name forward enough to play the games, and that's why he didn't play, because Arsenal would send a player to Leeds and there would be some discussion as to the guaranteed playing time, and that's why we recalled him, because they would have gone against the word, because they would have said we will give him either regular start or play majority off the bench or whatever. But coming from Arsenal into the Championship, you would expect that they would say regular starter. So Arsenal must have then gone to them and said, why is he not starting? And 100%, my opinion is that they said he's not putting effort in the training. He thinks it's above him. Do you know what I mean? He's not putting the effort in them kind of teams that Ben White did when Ben White played Championship and lower level and put 100% effort in all the time, and has now got that transfer to Arsenal. But Nketiah, already at Arsenal, must have believed that he was too good for Leeds. And at the end of the day, he isn't. He's not putting them performances. He's not putting them performances on the pitch to say that he's good enough for anyone in the top half. I really think he needs a transfer.
I don't care what he's doing in training. People are saying he's having good trainings. I don't care what he's doing in the training. If you're not projecting what you're doing in the training ground, because some people are saying that he's doing lots of stuff in the training. I've seen him in the trainings. It's good it is not in the training. Where the onus is, it's come to the pitch, perform. If you're not scoring goals, off you go. It's as simple as that, Ryan Maguire. But you know what? Yeah, Stephen, I'll bring you in here. See, any words for Eddie Nketiah? Should he be leading the line for us come December and January?
I can't stand the bloke. The guy, like Jez said, he was at Leeds and he couldn't even get on the bench when you're in the Championship. That's it. It tells you all you need to know. Like, how many times have you heard players go, "Oh, he's doing it in training"? Yeah, don't do it on the bloody football pitch, though, do you? Like, how many times have you heard that? Right? I'm sorry. Like, these people that think he is good enough because he stat pads against Bodo Glimt or stat pads against Zurich. No offense to those teams, right? And their fans, but I'm sorry. Like, same as what was the other excuse the other day? Oh yeah, he's never had a run of games. Well, did you watch it in the last season, or did you turn the TV off? Right? He had a run. He had a run of 8.
It's this season I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. But this is what I'm getting to. Right? He had a run of 8 games and scored in only 2 of them. And Tottenham went from 8 nowhere in March to then finishing 4th. Not saying it was completely his to blame. The whole team was crap, right? But he's a big part of it. And then this guy's asking 100 grand a week, and Henri's shirt. Are you taking the mick? Like, who in their right mind? Who's got the brain cell to think that's a good deal? Like, because I really want to know. Because whoever did it, if that's their do, right, he needs to be held to account. Or if it's someone else in the board that said, "Oh no, we should give him a contract of that amount with that important of a number." If it's someone in the board, can you do me a favour? Sack him, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I'm sorry, Eddie Nketiah never, ever be good enough for this club. And anyone that thinks he is, get your standards off the bloody floor. Right? If you want to win a league, right? You need to raising your standards and start demanding more from the club than Eddie Nketiah. Otherwise, you're going to win.
Good and okay, because we're not going to dwell on this guy. Throughout the stream, we have lots of stuff, and of course, I have Ryan Maguire here, and of course, the legendary Jess Collins, my big brother, is down here. See, Tommy, are you there?
I'm here.
Man, you're on the stream with Ron Maguire, Steven, and of course Jess Collins, man.
Yeah.
It's a big one, you know.
I know, man.
Tommy, are you part of the guys that want Eddie Nketiah to lead the line for us? I'm not saying it's a crime. It's your opinion, and I respect your opinion. Of course, you know this channel is all about opinions. I enjoy everyone's opinion. I'm not saying anyone's opinion is wrong or anyone is right. What I'm just saying is let's be sensible when we're making this, when we're making or formulating these opinions. Let's be true to life and realistic about everything. Any words for Eddie Nketiah leading the line for us? Those fans on Twitter and everywhere that say, "Hey, don't panic." Of course, we should not panic. But what do you have to say to those guys who are actually saying, "You know what? Let's be careful. Let's don't go for any striker. Let's don't go into the market to buy the strikers. Let's use Eddie Nketiah first." What do you have to say to them?
If people think Nketiah is the solution, then you lot are just being deluded and you're fooling yourselves. This guy is average at best. He's Watford's level. He can't press. He doesn't hold up the ball well. He doesn't link up. He's not good in the air. His finishing is absolutely poor, and he's not Arsenal quality. I don't know why people big up this guy. He ain't good enough. He needs to be sold. Get a better striker than this. You're going from your Adebayos, your Van Persies, your Kevin Campbells, your Ian Wrights, your Eduardos, your Van Persies, your Bergkamps, your Anelkas, Carneys to this guy. Going from Adebayo to Eddie Nketiah. Really? He's not Arsenal quality.
Aubameyang.
He's Aubameyang as well. Yeah, Aubameyang as well. He's not gonna. Players like Eddie Nketiah is not gonna win us league titles. He's not that guy to win us titles or Champions League. When we get into it, he's not going to win us the Premier League. He's not good enough. People need to stop bigging up this guy. He doesn't press. He doesn't do enough. It's just not enough.
Oh my God! What a strike!
He's had chances.
What a strike!
See, man,
he doesn't do enough.
It's true. It's true.
At best.
It's true. And when I hear this type of things from Arsenal fans that are bigging up Eddie Nketiah now that Gabriel Jesus is injured, it's a big shock to me because we should have gotten this replacement 2 seasons ago. Last summer, we should have brought in these guys because many people have been saying what happens to the Arsenal team when Gabriel Jesus, collapses on the floor. Now that this happened, we have no blueprint, we have no plan, nothing is up. We don't know. They said we had just £50 million, of which it didn't come out from official quarters. So we don't know where we stand. We don't know what Eddie is doing. We don't know what. Okay, this is not on Arteta, but we don't know what they're planning right now. And the club have gone completely numb on this issue.
In a second, Tony. Korea have just scored an absolute worldie goal.
Yeah, I just said what a hit. I just said what a hit.
I just scored a goal.
I was going to interrupt you guys because I just saw it. It was a strike.
Oh my God.
Goal.
What a goal.
Brilliant
Jesus
goal.
Christ, what a bolter. Jesus Christ.
It's unfortunate they fall. It's unfortunate they fall 1 down, but that was an it.
Goal. Jeez.
The fans were celebrating like they won the game. It was nice.
Like they won the game. That's a very, very powerful one. See, Jets, you know what, let's leave this Eddie Nketiah issue because we all know we're Arsenal. Thank God it's an Arsenal affair now. Liverpool fans have gone away. Newcastle fans are not here. It's an Arsenal affair. See, Jess Collins. I've been hearing rumors that Arsenal are thinking of recalling a certain guy who plays in League 1, our former player who is there on loan. I will not mention his name out, but I know you know him. They made mention of him coming back to the football club to help cushion the blow of losing Gabriel Jesus to an injury. See, what options does Arsenal have right now? Just let us know. What do you think is the most realistic striker in the market for us to go get? And secondly, Jess, you look into that issue. And the second one, what happens when Saliba collapses on the floor and have a knee injury and can play. Do we have backup plan for this? What do you have to say, Jess Collins? Hear us here. We need we need to hear what you want to say here in these two
Well, we know who
questions.
we're talking about. Coming back from his loan. Will it work? Does he want to come back? Because it hasn't worked with Arteta. Arteta clearly doesn't like him. So this is once again for me, Arsenal looking at the cheap option, whereas we should be looking at seriously going out and doing some damage in the transfer market. Now, we all know that there is the option, there is the possibility. Zaha wants to leave Crystal Palace. He's got 6 months to go. We could go in there, do a deal, get rid of Nketiah and get him. He'll do some damage. He can play on the wing. He can play as a striker. He's a versatile player. Getting back to your point about Saliba, do we have cover Saliba? Well, that's an interesting one because the only cover we've got is if he gets clocked, we have to put Ben White in at centre back. Then we've got to play Tommy Asu on right back. And it leaves us short once again. Or we've got Holding. Come
Holding.
Come on.
No.
I mean, this
Even
does
Holding's not good.
Oh my God.
This just summarises the whole weakness of this squad. And I've been saying this for a long, long, long time. Arsenal are, and we can go back to the 80s and talk about this with Arsenal. You know, we let players go cheap because we show no ambition. We did it with Alan Sunderland. We did it with Liam Brady. Oh, I can go on and on and on. And I did actually make a comment in the chat earlier about it. We need to actually be ambitious. The problem with Arsenal is we always sit behind. And this has gone on for decades and decades. We don't have the compunction to actually go set a stall out. There was a statement in your chat earlier about Wenger selling players. He was too ambitious to pay the stadium debt off. Totally untrue. That was totally, totally untrue. That was always covered. Wenger was the man with too much power. He wanted to rule Arsenal as he did, and he worked in his latter time at the football club, ran that football club with an iron fist as it is his own football club, and he stayed too long. And I'm not a Wenger hater. Don't get me wrong. He transformed this football club, and what he was doing was greatness. But he got away with too much, and that is the problem. And this is where Arsenal are going wrong once again. Lack of ambition. We go in. We are now sat top, 5 points clear, going into Boxing Day with a weakened squad, and we've got a bloody awful game period coming up. Newcastle.
Oh my God. Those cluster of games coming up, against Man City, a double header. Man. Man.
Tough ask.
Jesus Christ.
With this squad, that is a tough ask. And I'm sorry to have to say it, if we haven't got a top level striker, and I'm not going to mention Nketiah again, but he's not the man for the job. Martinelli, people say, "Oh, put him in the middle." Yeah, well, we've seen Martinelli in the middle, and he doesn't perform.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't do that in the middle. Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't cut it in the middle.
And Martinelli says he wants to play on the wing. He wants to play on the wing anyway. He loves the wing. So yeah.
He likes to cut in, a bit like in the early days of Henry. When Henry out on left.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was his danger position. And that's where Wenger trained him to be like that. And he just took the piss out of defenders. And his favourite favourite shot, right foot, curled it into the far post. What can I say more? Martinelli does it, and with being a young player that he is, he'll get better and better. He's not an out-and-out striker. He's not.
Yeah. Ryan Maguire, are you there? Hello, Ryan. Yeah, good. See, Ryan, yeah. Of course, we know this this big blow has already happened. Good. Instead of us being on panic mode, what should Arsenal board do right now? Which strikers should they be looking at right now? And should they be removing the checkbooks out of the pockets?
Sorry to jump in. Sorry, I've got to go, man. I've got to go and pick the daughter up. I do apologise.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thanks, Jess, for coming to the show. Big ups and be safe. I'll see you on Wednesday when we have a show with you. Yeah.
6 o'clock. I'll send you the details, man.
Yeah, please, man. Big ups, yeah. One love.
Yeah, Jazz.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, big up, Jazz.
Yeah. Jazz.
Great show. Loved it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Jazz. Be safe. See, Ryan, what can Arsenal do? What can Arsenal do right now to just really get a striker that fits the bullying? Like, who would you like to see? You personally, you know, Ivan Toney is out of the equation, right? With the whole gambling stuff. Who else do you think can be able to help us down there?
Now, first of all, hopefully we're not as scared as what we are, because it seems like with this discussion that we're pretty frightened at the minute, even though we're still sitting top and Jesus isn't scoring as much as what we want him to be anyway. But I'm not the Arsenal scout. We should have Arsenal scouts out there doing the job and doing the work and putting in the work and selecting these strikers. And obviously, Ivan Toney is your first name, but like you said with the gambling, so we don't know where the situation is there. But there's an endless talent of strikers, Premier League and Europe, all over. There's strikers, but one striker for me that would come into Arsenal and I think would do a job and is against the curve, I think. But I would like Mitrovic at Arsenal, and honestly, the work rate he puts in, he doesn't stop. He's as strong as an ox, and is a Darwin Nunez player for a quadruple of the price. You know what I mean? Cheaper.
This is what I like Ryan, man.
And that's what
he doesn't mince his words.
That's what it's like, man. He's probably at the same ability. I think obviously Nunez is young and is foreign, not in the Premier League, so he's got that. Yeah. He's got the.
And he's a bully. He's a bully. Players fear him. They fear him.
Get stuck in. We seen him against Liverpool at the beginning of the season, didn't we? Absolutely kick Van Dijk in the ass. Do you know what I mean? So. So that's an easy option for me, and it's a cheap option as well. It's not much money, but like I said, we've got the networking of scouts at Arsenal is always unparalleled. We always flying with it. So just do your fucking job, grab us a striker. It's as simple as that.
See, it's that simple. We have our Manchester City correspondent here. See, man, Onome, you're welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. What's happening?
Yeah, it's nice to see you, my brother. Always nice when I can get you here. Of course, we know that you're a very, very busy guy, but thanks for popping in down here. I hope you won't be busy when come business end of the restart of the Premier League. I would need you here, my brother. I'll need you here. See, what can you tell us about this game going on right now? And what can you also, just before I go to Steve and Tomlinson waiting in the wings down there, I want to hear what you think about this game, Brazil, what you think they'll be going to. And of course, you've heard about that injury that has happened to Gabriel Jesus. I know you're laughing. Nah. I know you would say, "Oh, I told these guys. Nah. Let me just go and have a very, very good kick." In the system by laughing at Arsenal fans. So tell me what you think.
I'm not that kind of sportsman, to be honest. I'm not that kind of.
You can afford to say that now, right?
No, not at all. If you remember when we was battling against Liverpool, right? There was 2 seasons, right, that we battled, and it was one-sided. They had Van Dijk injured for the whole season, and we won the league. There was another season where we had injuries as well. You know, I think we had De Bruyne injured and a few injuries. So I like to see these guys battle fairly. You know, let's go for punch, right? Everybody's fit, everybody's ready, right? I think there was one season that the one we pipped Liverpool to it when we won like 15 games in a row. Everybody was fit, everybody was ready, and the best team won. That's what I like to see. I mean, Gabriel Jesus is my guy. You know what I mean? I love him to bits, and you know, an injury is not something that you celebrate because he's playing for another team or anything like that. It's a shame. I don't know the extent of the injury, but I think when you are in the season and you have the momentum, somebody's going to step in and still carry on that momentum,
And
that
still
confidence
carry
is
on,
still
right?
there. Nketiah is quite capable. I think I remember the back end of this season he signed his new deal. The back end of that season when he was scoring goals for you guys, nobody was complaining then, you know. So I think
But
momentum
I don't
will.
think it's good enough right now, man. Look at you guys have a beast and a robot who can score 40. See, that guy can score 60 goals this season. You have that beast
Yes,
down there. So how?
yes.
Of course, it's only just you would like us to have Eddie Nketiah who cannot score even up to 10 goals in this season. But
I understand that. I
I
understand that, but
understand that. Of course,
it's a
it's fair
team.
rivalry, you know.
It's a team game. Before we had Haaland, we were scoring goals as a team. Our top goal scorers was midfielders. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Gundogan was one season our top goal scorer. Mahrez was another season. So it's a team game. Everybody has to contribute. You know what I mean? All the attacking line. I mean, look at the World Cup right now. Harry Kane has only got one goal, but England's got most goals in the World Cup. So it's not reliant on just Harry Kane. So, you know, the wingers are contributing. That's how teams are developing now, where the central striker, if you're not a Haaland, for example, they're not the ones getting the goals anymore. It's more the wingers getting the goals because the central strikers are always playing the back to go. So it's always difficult. If your team doesn't create clear-cut chances, you're going to find it hard to score. But in terms of this game, I mean, Brazil's Brazil. You know, it's a joy to
Brazil is
watch them.
Brazil, my
It's a joy
brother.
to watch them. I mean, I didn't actually know Rafinha was this good, to be honest. When he
Right,
was making
Rafinha, right?
when he was
Rafinha is
making all the
good.
fuss,
We absolutely missed that one.
when he was making all the fuss about he wanted to go to Barcelona, I'm like, are you Barcelona quality coming from Leeds? So I didn't know it was this good. And to be fair, hats off to him. He's actually a joy to watch. He's a proper Brazilian player. I'm happy for
Yeah.
Martinelli because Martinelli looks like a shy, young, you know, not really knowing where he fits in the squad. So
Where he
I'm happy he's
fits in the
getting game
squad, right?
time with these guys because that's only going to help him. 'Cause I like him. He's a hard worker. Like I always say, hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. He works
True.
really hard. Martinelli is sweating before he actually comes out the tunnel. And I like that about him. He runs and runs, and you can see that he's literally working as hard as possible. So whatever he's getting, he's earning through hard work. And that's always a joy to watch. But Brazil's Brazil. So it looks like if England wants to win this World Cup, we're going to have to get past France and get
Yeah.
past Argentina or Brazil in the final because it's
In the
going to be
final.
Argentina, Brazil in the semi-finals, right? Whichever one of them win is a capable finalist and capable of winning the World Cup. So get past France first, which is a
Yeah.
difficult one.
Which is
I
a
think it's
difficult
Spain
one.
next. It would be Spain, wouldn't it? So it's a hard route.
It's a hard one.
They can only draw inspiration from Real Madrid winning the Champions League, who they had to get past, the difficulty of who they had to get past to go through. But I
To
worry
go
about
through.
Maguire. I said it before they went to the World Cup. I said if Maguire meets an informed Neymar, he's chasing shadows, and he was chasing shadows against Senegal. To be honest, he was poor against Senegal, Maguire, but he's been doing well. But this is Brazil. You watch them and it just takes you back to your childhood days when you see
To the
that yellow
childhood
and blue.
days, right? Yeah, all
It's,
those guys,
it's
right?
amazing. You see that yellow
Romario
and
and
blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see the yellow and
It
blue
just
and you
gives you
just
that
think
nostalgic feeling.
this is how I grew up. This is the shirt I was watching growing
I
up,
was
and they're
watching.
still
Yeah.
here. They're still talented. They still got the skills. I want to comment on one thing though that I don't like so far. And that's Roy Keane, right? Yesterday he made a comment to say that the Senegalese fans dancing was annoying, and I didn't like that. This is the World
That
Cup. This
yeah,
is the World
man.
Cup. People
Roy
are here
Keane's
to
a
have
dickhead,
fun,
mate. I'm sorry.
He's
enjoy.
an idiot. He's an
How can you
idiot.
say it's
It's
annoying? They're dancing
mate.
and they're supporting the
He's
team,
backing player power over frigging Ten Hag. He's a
and
dickhead.
then
He doesn't know what he's
and
talking
then
about.
and then and he's talking about Brazil today, going, "Oh, I don't like that." What? We know Brazil to be Samba Kings. When they score, they enjoy, they have fun. Football is supposed
They
to be
enjoy,
fun
they
and
have fun.
celebrate your goals.
Exactly.
The
See, I
world is full of
know
gloom right
Ryan
now.
would love
Enjoy
to chime
yourself.
in on this, but see, Stephen, please, can you chime in on this first before Ryan Maguire
Well, if
chimes
he
in on
doesn't
this?
like it, you know what he could do? Get on the plane and fuck off home. He doesn't like it.
He did
Do
go
one.
home during his World Cup when they sent him home.
Well, look, if you don't like it, do one. Like, no one wants you there anyway, bruv. Right? You talk bollocks anyway.
It's really poor. I
It's
find that
crazy.
really.
Can I
I find it really
look?
poor.
I just want to go back on
Yeah,
like
Steve.
before because you mentioned about like Arsenal's business.
Sorry, Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, the game Brazil versus South Korea has just ended.
Finished.
So, of course, Brazil winning this game today, 4-1. Vinicius Jr. in the 7th minute, Nemo penalty, a Richarlison goal with, of course, an assist by Silva, and of course the 4th goal scored by Paqueta, assisted by Vinicius Jr., and of course the only lone goal for South Korea, 4-1, scored by Park Sung-ho. So of course Brazil goes on to the next round.
What a nice touch.
In a very, very emphatic way.
What a nice
4-1,
touch.
4 goals to Brazil against South Korea. Son crying, he comes back home.
So
it's just nice to just see this Tottenham Hotspur guys crying and shedding tears and coming back home.
Tony, I just
Stephen, please continue.
So I just saw after the game they've got they're holding up like something for Pele. It's a really nice touch. So yeah,
I think Pele's in the hospital.
I'm sorry, I don't care. You can stick your other players in the bin. Pele's the greatest. End of story. Anyway, I was talking about earlier with Arsenal's transfers business going into January. First off, Arteta. They've made it very clear, Arteta, Edu, and Vinay are all working together in terms of the transfer business. So as much as people say this ain't on Arteta, right? The transfers and who we get in replacements, it is. Right? He asks what he wants and they go and get it. So but for me, I have said we needed at least a midfielder, someone to replace, someone to cover for Partey mainly, and a white winger. The right back for me, you got Ben White and you do have Tommy Essa there. But for me, it's the middle and the right wing, because if Saka gets injured, there's not a lot there to cover it. One player we just saw tonight for the midfield, Paqueta. Right?
Paqueta. We ought to have gone to get Paqueta, right? We missed that one, right?
The other one, and the other one for me that I like, and this is, I know I've been going on my Ivan Toney, but if you ain't got an option for him, right? Why not go to Newcastle and ask him about Callum Wilson? He's doing bits at Newcastle right now.
Right.
Why not go and ask? Put an offer in.
He's on a serious project there, though. He wouldn't come to Arsenal right now.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And
it's
again,
one
they
of
have
those.
the money.
You go for the long-term project.
Of course, on the man, they have the money.
I'm not justifying that they haven't. Like, and it's going to be whether you take immediate success or the long-term road for him. But like I said with Ivan Toney, like I've said with previous players that I've mentioned, right? If you want to act like a big club and you want to go win the league, you have to put these offers in. You have to act and move like a big club in the transfer market.
Like a big club, right?
Yeah. You have to move. That's how Man City get the best players. That's how Liverpool get the best players, and that's why they're fighting the top of the league. So you have to. So you as much as you have to move like a big team on the pitch, you have to move as a big team in the market. So Zaha, not my preferred option. I think this ship sailed on him. But again, if he's only got 6 months left, move like a big club and put the offer in at Crystal Palace. Right? They can't offer him 80 mil because of the contract situation. Right? You need to act that. I don't care the fact that, oh yeah, but this is their main striker. They're not going to get rid of him in January. They would if you shove the offer in the player's face. Because I'm telling you, if you shoved it in Zaha, Tony, right, Callum Wilson is judgmental, but because of where he's at. But Tony and Zaha, for example, if you shove an offer from Arsenal, right, to come play Champions League next season and possibly win the league and influence winning the league this season, right? I don't care whether they're like what Brentford say. I don't care what Crystal Palace say.
He might pop in.
They will
might
both,
just pop in.
but both those players will be fucking stupid to turn it down. They would be stupid.
No, they're not turning down. Zaha is not turning down on Arsenal. I think with Zaha, I just think the offers never came after he left Man United. The offers never came as much as he wanted to. There was no concrete offer.
Of course, but it's like again, that's why you put the offers in.
But guys, wait here. A player like Zaha, in the mode of Zaha, with the way he plays, do you think there's something wrong? Why hasn't this guy gotten offers?
I tell you what.
I'm wondering why hasn't he gotten offers? Is it
Do you know why? Do you know why? Sorry, Tony. Can I?
Guys, wait.
Before you move somewhere else, I just want to say that.
Guys, wait. Is it that there's something in his attitude that is wrong?
Exactly.
I want to know. Does his attitude stink? Because this guy, with the way he plays, should have gotten a bigger club to play in rather than being in Crystal Palace. So it's something in his attitude stinking that makes clubs to go far away from him.
Tony, right? That's exactly the point. You see him on the pitch, right? The problem with Zaha, and it's probably what puts clubs off, right? He's too busy moaning about what's going on the pitch. He's too busy moaning about not getting the fouls. He's too busy. He's too busy moaning at referees. Right, things not going his way. Right, when we all know he's got talent. Right, so that's why he doesn't. If he focused on his football, he'd be in Qatar right now. He'd be playing in Qatar right now.
He doesn't look like a nice guy. He doesn't play football with a smile on his face. Do you know what I mean?
No, because he's too busy. He thinks everything's against him, right? Yes, and unfortunately, clubs do not want that. Arteta, I can tell you now, he will not go for him. He does not want another player like that.
Something like that, right?
He will not go for a player like that. I'm sorry, he will not.
Okay. But Ryan and Tommy, because Tommy's waiting, of course. He hasn't spoken since. Ryan, just before Tommy, yeah? We know that Zaha is this kind of guy that can actually come in and do the business for us. Purely, these teams, they know. Arsenal know it, that it can come in and do a job for them. Don't you think it boils down to the coach to be able to say, hey, you know what, Zaha, I love you. I want you to play for this football club. I'll put my arms around you. I want to teach you. I want to make you learn. Come into the fold. I know you're a big player with the way you play, your output. I put my arms around you. Just come on and play, but play with discipline. Don't you think it boils down to the coach? Now, it doesn't have to be Arteta now. Don't you think it boils down to the coach to be able to say, you know what, I think your talent is good for Arsenal Football Club. Come in, I'll put my arms around you and you'll play. What do you think, Ryan?
To be honest, I agree with Steve. I feel like because of Zaha's age, he's not a little kid that Arteta can mould. What is he now, 29, 30, something like that? He's set in his ways, Zaha, now, and he ain't going to change. So if it's because of all the baggage that he brings, I feel like Arteta won't go for it because he probably won't be able to mould him just because of the age he's at. Like, he's a man now, do you know what I mean? And he's nearly he's got his where he is. He ain't going to change. So I agree what you say. A coach should be able to mold his players, but that's obviously that's when they're younger, in it, and then you can set them on different pathways. You can change the positions and all that kind of stuff. But the age that Zaha is, if you want him for his pure talent and package that he brings, then
4-3-2-3-07-3-4-8.
you might not be bothered about that. But the fact is, like you, and 100%, you're right. It's not, that never worked. Went back to Palace. No other big clubs have ever come in for him. And it's not because of how he performs, because he performs very well. And it's obviously that other baggage. Other coaches don't want it. And if Arteta doesn't want it, I'll support it. And then hopefully it goes for someone in the same vein as like a Gakpo kind of player.
Cody Gakpo, that's another big name that have been popping off. And of course, he's having a very, very good World Cup. See, Tommy Sabia, I'll bring you down here. Tommy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
See, Tommy, this thing about Zaha, because I know you love Zaha. You've talked about Zaha in some of the program notes down here, in this channel. See, why is it that Arsenal can't say, you know what, Zaha, we love you. We'll put our arms around you. Come to the club and do a hitman's job for us. Even if you're old, we can still mold you a bit. We can put up with your shit. Just win us a title. Don't you think Arsenal should be doing this?
Yeah, we should get him. Like, people keep saying, "Oh, he's past it," but he's 30. He's still got like 3-4 years in him, so he's 30 is still fine for us. But yeah, we need him. He's got pace, power. He causes teams problems, and people are scared to play against him.
And even penalties.
Because I remember we were linked with him, when we had Emery, and the board gave him Pepe, and Emery never wanted Pepe. He wanted Zaha, and the stupid board gave him Pepe. I'm thinking. That's what annoyed me about the board. But yeah, I want Zaha because I think we do need another winger. So to put pressure on.
But you heard what Ryan Maguire said, what Stephen Fitley said, what my big friend and brother Onome said here. They said that his attitude stinks.
Yeah, his attitude. Yeah, I agree with them. It stinks. He needs to work on his attitude because I still love him, but his attitude. If you want to come to our team, you need to be humble and work on yourself. That's what I can say. He needs to work on himself and be humble. But yeah, we need another winger because Martinelli needs competition anyway. He needs competition. So Zaha will be a good signing. I want him. And obviously we need a central midfielder as well, that Malik Savage. That guy, I want him as well. So yeah, we need to get these signings. We need to stop taking the piss and get these signings because if we don't get what we want, we're gonna finish second. If we don't get what we want.
We're gonna
finish second.
Miss Molina, you're welcome back to the show. Hello, Miss Molina. Hello, Miss Molina. Are you there?
Hey, Tony. Before she pops in, I just want to say, obviously, I agree with the guy there. I think Zaha's a really good player. Do you get me? And if he did come, I think he would be a really good player. Like, there's no denying that he's got the skills. He's a bit of a bully on the pitch, which is always good. You know what I mean? He's up for the scrap, which is great. So I think it would be a sound signing, especially at a reduced price because his contract's obviously coming up. But it all depends on the coach, doesn't it? But there's no denying that it would be a good signing.
For me,
yeah, I really do think so, man. See. It's just that I was talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. For us putting, this pride. No, listen first. I was all about putting this pride away. Bringing this guy, let him come and help us. He can genuinely help us. He knows how to win titles. But the Arsenal faithful were not up for it. We have too much pride. Good, I get that. Good and okay. Zaha, I really do think we should. Let's leave this. Oh, he's too old. Oh, he has attitudinal problems. See, most of these guys all have attitudinal problems. They're rich. They have money. They've plied the trades in all these places. They've made big money. Not all the whole players can be yes men. Sometimes you have to bring in some players that have big egos, big attitudes, and merge them into the team. For crying out loud, Paul Gascoigne had a very, very big ego. Cantona was giving players flying kicks and multi kicks everywhere around the pitch, But Sir Alex Ferguson put his arms around him, and he still played for Manchester United. And I'm serious, Cantona flying kicks and more tie kicks everywhere. Those are big egos, and they can play for your team. So I don't know, man. I
Tony,
think at this point right now, I would say I'm desperate because of what has happened to Gabriel Jesus. We need
Tony,
a striker who would come in and help us out. Steve.
Tony, this is the one thing that tips it for me, right? And it's well, from what I can tell from Zaha and the way he acts and behaves, if he came to Arsenal, he would not accept being second to Jesus. He will not accept being like his cover. Right? If he comes here, he'll expect to be the main man, like the one they turn to, right? Bit like how Crystal Palace turned to him. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. So for me, like if he can't conform to what Arsenal need at this moment in time, right, and then prove yourself over time that you can match Jesus, which I think it'll be a struggle. Like, then
I feel like
I'm sorry, I don't want you here.
I feel like I don't think Zaha's like an actually out and out striker. He's more of a winger anyway, so I don't think he would actually be beating with Jesus.
Now, of course, he can come in, and then Martinelli can just play, play as a lone nine down
For
there,
me,
crossing down the middle,
Zaha,
and of course Zaha can be coming into the wings. It's
if
as simple as that.
If we get Zaha, for me, I feel like we still need a striker. So, this idea of him replacing Jesus.
Is there any striker? Is there any striker, and is there any club that would foolishly, maybe apart from if you're Juventus, because you need money to, pepper crack, what has happened in their clubs in terms of the corruption going on down there. But bar Juventus, wouldn't these clubs be very, very stupid to allow any of the talismanic strikers out in January?
If you pay the right money,
you've got to go on. You've got to
put the offer in front of them.
You've got to go and find a gem. We bought Julian Alvarez for 15 million. You got to find them, man. Get your scouting system. He was 15 million. Julian Alvarez. Do you know what I mean? Get your scouting system out. Stop going for already made players that are there, and you think, yeah, let's get a Zaha, let's get this, let's get it. Go and find these players. Dig them out. Do you know what I mean?
Can I make a point as well with
that's a big point.
Gabriel Jesus
That's a big point.
Gabriel Jesus that you have right now, we signed him when he was 17 years old from Brazil. Right? Yeah. And that's the Gabriel Jesus you see now. Go and find them. Get your scouting system.
Can I make another point as well? Like, if you look at Arteta's signings, apart from probably Zinchenko and Jesus, right, the rest of the signings have not been your Zahas, your Ivan Tonys, your ready-made players. At what point was Tomiyasu? Was it when was Ramsdale ever ready made? When was Tomiyasu ever ready made? When was Ben White ever ready made? This is another thing I'm saying. Like, the players he's bought, right, apart from a couple, have not been ready made. He's made them himself, right, by integrating them into the team. People have slated what transfers he's buying because it ain't the star man.
Sorry, Miss Melina, you were coming after Stephen. You're coming after Stephen now. Yeah, Stephen, go on. Finish up your point, Stephen.
But yeah, like I was just saying, like all the time, like many fans, right, that I know was slating every single signing he was making. Like, it's because it's not the star man they want. It's not the big name they want, right? So the guy is not going to be good enough. And then, well, we're now top of the league with these players that apparently aren't good enough. So it's about getting it's like what a 71. If you ask anyone from the 71 double winning season, they said that many of them that we count as legends now, and they said we weren't like the mega stars that Liverpool were, right? We just played well as a team. and that's the whole point. You can have
And
a
that's
whole.
your point,
How many
right?
teams? How many teams have we seen packed full of stars? Like Man United is another is an example, right? Packed full of stars. Barcelona is another one, right? But they haven't been performing because it's just a packed full of stars. It's not a team.
It's not a
If you're
team,
not
right?
together if you're not together as a team, you're never going to win anything.
Good and okay. See, Miss Melina, I'll bring you into the fray right now. See, just before you came in, we were talking about
Just
Arsenal
before you
going
go,
for
I've
us.
got to go.
Oh,
Sorry, I've got to go.
Steve, do you want to go now?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, before you
Good.
jump in, I've got to go.
Steve, please shout out your channel. Shout out what you're all about, and let these guys know, and the guys who are viewing know you here. Of course, they already know you. You're a big part of this channel. You're a member also of this channel. So big ups to you, Stephen Fitley, my big friend. Steve, please tell these guys what you're all about.
Yeah, well, I run my own channel, SVT TV. We do Arsenal Premier League content, also covering the World Cup as well. I also have an F1 channel as well, which is basically SVT F1, which does F1 content as usual. And all proceeds that we raise on, especially the main channel, because it's the monetized channel, all of the money we raise goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation.
Yeah. Guys, go to Stephen Fitley's channel. Go and subscribe to that channel. He works closely also with Miss Melina, who is also my friend and of course now my partner too. So you know what? Yeah, go down there. All his proceeds is for charity. Steve himself has had, a very rough kind of life, and of course I knew you were to have a watch along today. I knew you had to cancel them. Steve, our prayers and thoughts are with you, at this hard time and difficult time for you. Steve, as a person, for the panelists here who don't know, Steve had nearly up to 6 transplants. So I've always been going since I heard about that. I've been going to his channel to do some shows and try to help him in any way that I can. So, guys, it would be very good for you to just go subscribe to the channel and go help out anyhow you can. You can go there to do a watch along with him. He always, send flyers out for people to come join his show. So, guys, please help me and go and support him. Any of these days you have time to do a watch along, please just go there and help him out. He's just doing it for free and for charity. Please go and help him, please. I don't need to talk to Miss Melina about that because she herself is a help machine herself. She helps him thoroughly too. Big ups to you, Stephen Fitley. Nice having you on the show.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for showing me.
Thank you.
Take care, Stephen.
Take care,
Take
Stephen.
care.
Take care.
See you soon.
Take care. Take care. Yeah, Miss Melina, come in there. We were talking about Zaha. Of course, Ryan, Onome, Tomlinson, they've all agreed that, hey, it's because of some things in his attitudinal problems that have made clubs, very scared of getting him. Miss Melina, talk about that and also tell us realistic strikers that we can actually go in right now and start bringing these players right in. I'll give you a clue of what I'm talking about. Right now, as we speak, Nottingham Forest have gone into the transfer window. See, the World Cup hasn't ended. The transfer window hasn't opened, but Nottingham Forest recognized that there's a problem and they went in to actually go get Gustavo Scarap from Athletic Palmeiras from Brazil. The market hasn't even opened and they've gone to do it. So anyone who is serious about recruiting or bringing in players can go and do it right now, not in January, right now. Miss Melina, what can you tell us?
Okay, so I wanted to go back first and foremost to the point where I think it was Stephen who was speaking, and he said, Arsenal want players who can get the ground running right away. Like, when we had Aubameyang, we were thankful he got the ground running right away. But, if we go back to the past, we've had players like when we had our iconic Thierry Henry, he did not get the ground running right away. It took him a couple of seasons to mesh into that team. Could you imagine if we had done a Chelsea and let the player go because he didn't get the ground running right away? And the second thing I want to say is good managers. I'm not saying elite because elite is a big word for Arteta. And Arteta is not really an experienced manager, but he did win trophies in his first year that he came here. He's working on the job, he's learning on the job, and he's progressing well. From eighth to fifth, that's progress, right? This whole
Yeah, big
process has
progress.
turned into progress now, right?
Hmm.
But if you're a big manager, you should be able to work with big egos. Now, Onuma Soje, I think you were the one who said. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. Some people on the panel said Zaha is a big attitude player. He has certain attitude issues that Arsenal typically would avoid. For example, the likes of even Tony from Brentford, we would avoid because of his current, betting allegations going on.
Mm.
Now, with
Yep.
that being said, we have big egos and big attitudes in our team. Xhaka, Thomas Partey, Zinchenko, Jesus.
Mm.
These are four names of big players who demonstrate certain attitudes or ego, right? And Arteta has done well, man management wise, to handle these players' personalities and egos, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch antics, and to coach them, to give them, moral support, and to be there for them. Now, if you
Yeah.
ask me which striker can we realistically take in January, I honestly, my pundit answer, I'll give you two. My pundit answer is Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan,
Yeah.
or my other option is Wilfred Zaha, and he can play as center forward. Zaha has been working for Arsenal Football Club for more than 2 years now.
He said he's been
Um,
twerking.
for more than 2 seasons now. And you know
Yeah.
what? I think he could do a job in the forward line as well, and down the
Mm.
wings, of course. And you know what? Crystal Palace, I think they'd be willing to let him go. You know what? He's aging. I understand he's not necessarily the youngest of players. He's 30 now. Um, but I still think he has fresh legs in him, and I still think he has energy in him that we could use in our team. With that being said, the striker that I'd really want is Victor Osman from Napoli. But I'm not an idiot. I don't think Napoli are dumb enough to let go of one of their best players in the business half of the season. Now, this whole thing about strikers we can realistically take. My non-pundit answer is I don't think we will sign a striker, because
Hey.
if we sign Mudryk,
Oh my God.
if we
That'll
sign
be a
Mudryk,
colossal one.
no. Tony, listen. If we sign Mudryk, we have Emil Smith Rowe coming back, and Eddie Nketiah will have support of these other players with him. You have to give Nketiah a chance before you write him off. And you know what? I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. I am not his biggest fan, but I'm not going to write the guy off, because in that Europa League team, he didn't have necessarily the entire first team players that we played with. Yes, he did have most to some of them, but it doesn't mean he had every single one of them. And I think if he has the experience of certain leaders on the pitch, Xhaka, Odegaard, White, Jesus, it will help boost his confidence. You can't write off Nketiah. Last season, Nketiah offered a lot to us. Sometimes some games he actually saved our asses. So don't forget that.
Miss Melina, see, to be very sincere with you, I'm not forgetting it. But you know what? This guy is on 100 quid
I
a
know,
week,
and he's not
so
performing
we
to
have
the
to
extent of
remove
100
every
quid a week.
emotional. We have to remove every emotional attachment to this guy. I like this guy more than anything. I actually stuck my neck out for this guy when they wanted to let him go, and I said no, give him a contract, because we can be able to get some money if we just give him a contract. He proves himself, and it's for the first, second season, and then we can get money from him, when he's leaving the club. But I was totally mistaken about that, Miss Melina. He hasn't performed. This is the fact. He hasn't performed in the Europa League. That he was at least getting us goals last season. This season, he hasn't performed quite well. To be very sincere with you, he hasn't justified the amount of money that we're actually paying him. And mind you, Miss Melina, this could also lead to a player revolt down there, of course, in that Arsenal dressing room that has pride in itself in being a place of harmony this season. And that is why we've been winning games, because there's this so-called harmony in that team right now. Can you believe it? Saliba, that is currently embroiled in a very, very big and momentous contract talks with Arsenal right now, is still on 30k per week and is a regular in that team. He sees what's going on. These guys, they're just like us. They're human beings like us. They have big egos, just like so many people could have egos too. They listen, they hear things, they feel the way we do. They're gonna say, "Oh my God, I'm playing so well. I'm indispensable for this team. I'm still receiving 30k per week, and we have an Eddie Nketiah who is sitting on the bench and he's earning 100k, and I'm probably the best guy that Arsenal have." See, we can be able to rub those things off and say it means nothing. They're just kids. But see, it's true. These players, they know what they're talking about. They have egos. They talk about these things. How much are you getting? How much do you have in your contract? It could lead to clear jealousy. These things clearly happen. That's why players actually fight in training grounds. And you never know. They cover these things up. On a message, played professional football. He can tell you all about that. That behind the mask, behind everything, all these things come out in the fray to kind of affect players. But you know what? Yeah, Andrew Bell, you're welcome to the show. Andrew Bell, you've heard what we've been talking about. What do you think? I know you're a Newcastle fan, but what do you think?
More the Eddie Nketiah situation that I heard. That's why I come on. I think he's in a bit of a predicament with him, because he's never he's one of them where it's come see, come saw. You don't know whether to keep him. What's it going to cost to replace him? To get someone on his level? And the other thing is, it's got to be frustrating for Arsenal fans, I would imagine, because you see him coming on the scene at the end of last season, pull us out of a bit of a predicament when he's had injuries, got goals. This season, he's not been the same player. But at the same time, when you're young, you've got to play football. If you're not going to play football, then you're not going to improve, and you're not going to get to that next level that everybody thinks or hope that he would get to. So I think you've got a bit of a predicament on your hands, and what do you do with him? Because, like, as you rightly said, mate, he's on 100k a week. And when you've got a first teamer like Saliba, who's probably one of the first names on the team sheet, it's going to cause issues in the dressing room when someone's getting 30k a week and someone's getting 100 grand a week for sitting on the bench. But my question to you is who do you go and get? If he was to leave Arsenal, he'd probably leave for upwards of 30 million. Not much more, but you'd probably be looking at high 20s, 30 million pounds to sell him.
High 20s, high 30s,
yeah.
Right?
So it's like, who do you get? I think, do you know what it is? Abubakar would do a job for you for a year.
Who?
Abubakar would do a job for you for a year. Just as a backup. This is obviously me. I'm not putting deep thought into it. It's Arsenal at the end of the day, not Newcastle. So I just think I look at you and go, you just need a physical presence up front. And he definitely does that.
Yeah. Miss Melina, you said you had something to add before I go to Onome and Ryan, who has been waiting and his phone might die anytime. But you know what, Miss Melina, add up what you wanted to say. You wanted to say something. Now's the time, man. Hello, Mel.
She's gone.
Oh, Melina. Hello, Melina. Okay, Melina is not there. See, Ryan, do you have anything to add to this conversation going on?
Yeah, Molina was saying that he's not had a chance. Nketiah, I think he had his chance last season, and I wasn't surprised that we kept him because we've lost too many players on frees, and he is still young. I was surprised the amount of money we give him. I think 100k is quite a bit. You actually slipped up and said £100 a week. That's probably how much he's worth at the minute. I feel like we did throw too much money at him. But he is still young, but he has had a chance. And barring the Chelsea game, I've not seen him perform properly in a game other than a Europa League game about 3 seasons ago. He had a good first half. Other than that, I've hardly seen him perform. If Jesus isn't injured, we can't just have Nketiah as the forward player. It's not going to be good for us. But like the other guy that was talking, who was saying, obviously, if we didn't sign anyone, we could then finish second. If we manage to finish second with Nketiah leading the line, I'm taking that. I'll take that every day of the week, because that's a nice finish if Nketiah is leading the line. I'm telling you now. But at the end of the day, we needed to bring a striker in anyway, regardless of the fact that Jesus is injured. And I think you'd agree there.
Ron, who's your first choice? Because I'm just hearing we need a striker. Who's your first choice? Hit the nail. Who's your first choice?
Ivan Toney is my first choice. Ivan Toney / Uzman from Napoli it looks like he's going to be a worldie striker. If we could get
Osimhen is what, 100 million pounds. and Napoli are very, very treacherous negotiators. When they negotiate a business for a player, they're crazy.
If we are ambitious and we want to win the league and then perform in the Champions League, that's the type of player we need to bring in. That is the type of player we need to bring in. But Ivan Toney would be a great signing.
Yeah. See, Onome, you've heard about this Gabriel Jesus injury. Good and okay. Now, you're a Manchester City fan, yeah? When you first heard this, did you think in your mind, did you say, oh, this is the opening I've been waiting for? Arsenal will actually struggle right now. See, from that tunnel vision from a Manchester City fan, this has happened. I'm not saying you're supporting it. Good and okay. Good. Do you sense weakness right now? Do you think Arsenal as a team is very, very weak right now, and now's the time to strike? Because I asked the same question of Mr. Andrew Bell, my friend from Newcastle here too. I knew what he said on the show. So let me pick you and see what you have to say about that, and see if you're balanced with what Andy actually said at the time. Onome, please hit us with that.
I think it definitely does make you slightly weaker, for sure, because he's not just a striker. He's not getting you many goals, but he plays a vital role. He's a defender. He's the first line of your defense, and he's so important for that press that you have. He goes left back. He's at the right back. I think he does too much. That's always been my problem with him when he's been with us. As a striker, just stay there and score goals. Just stay in between the sticks. That's what Haaland does. Stays in between the sticks. He doesn't run the channels, doesn't do any of that, right? But for how you play and how important it is, yes, it is going to be a drop. It's a weakness. But in terms of who you can get, right? This is what I mean about you guys don't look deep. You always try to go for this ready-made. Have you seen Moukoko at Dortmund?
Moukoko.
He's a cheap option. You
Baller.
can go and grab him, and
Complete
he'll
baller.
be very happy to come to Arsenal, right? So you guys don't look. You guys are looking at the Zahas and looking for this one-hit wonder jobs and stuff. That's not where he's at. Do you know what I mean? In terms of Nketiah, giving him 100 grand. Now I can only go back to Gabriel Jesus when he was at City and he was playing that support sort of, third choice or second choice striker, support, supply teacher kind of thing.
Yeah.
He wasn't on a lot of money like that. So for Nketiah to be in that kind of money as a supply teacher, it's quite a lot of money to give a supply teacher. Now you kind of with squads, right? You kind of have to have a balance in terms of players and players' egos and everything. So a Julian Alvarez, for example, is never going to make any noise to say, I want to start in front of Haaland. There are levels you sign. You sign these players at certain levels and certain positions in your team. You can't have all 22 players play like Kevin De Bruyne. Guess what? All 22 players are going to want to play at the same time, and you have a big problem. You have to have sort of steps and levels. So I would only think that the reason why they have Nketiah there is a guy that's not going to complain. It's not going to knock on the door and bang on the door. However, that money is quite a lot of money.
It's not huge.
It's not quite a lot of money.
Astronomical.
It's not quite a lot of money. You need to understand something, right? It wouldn't be quite a lot of money if the players that are starting are on more than that. So Gabriel Jesus and Man City getting 150k or 125k, for example. Guess what? De Bruyne is on 375. Sterling is on 200 and something. So it's the levels, you know, the ones that are starting are on the good money and stuff. And obviously Phil Foden waited, and he's got himself a 225,000. Well deserved, well earned. He's a starting player. Do you know what I mean? But Arsenal needs to raise the players' wages. You're hearing starting players on 30Ks and stuff, and you're expecting this guy to fight blood, sweat, and everything to come and win you the league. When you see Kevin De Bruyne on 375k, and you see that last game against Aston Villa, and is literally bleeding to win that game. You know what he's fighting for. But when you've got certain players, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying any of these players think about their wages but it's got to be things that kind of affects and holds them back. You know, when the player misses a chance, for example, and he's like, fuck it, don't even pay me enough anyway, the fuck kind of thing. You know, you can get that with players. Do you know what I mean? You can get that with players, you know, and you're coming off the pitch having sweated so much, and man's chilling eating grapes in the change room, and he's on 100k that week.
Exactly, man. Because Saliba will be looking at this and he'll be saying, "Oh my God, how is this possible? How can I do this, man?" And PSG wants me right now. How can Eddie Nketiah be having 100 G's and I'm here suffering for this team, bleeding every week in, week out,
think about this week,
killing myself? It's like us, man. Now. If we see these things, we get angry. We want to kick the bucket.
Your job right now, you're working hard, you're putting the hours in, and you're putting all the work in, and guess what? Tom over there is just turning up once a week and speaking of the money, but do you know what I mean? And you guys are supposed to be on sort of same level. It's not your manager or anything like that. It's just a colleague like you, but he's getting so much money than you. You're gonna knock on the door and go, hang on, do you know what I mean? What's going on? I need more money.
Good and okay. Andrew Bell, I have a question for you, but
Morocco will be a recoup for you guys.
I like that guy, but can he play for Arsenal? Can he fit into our system? That's another thing altogether. But you see what, before I come to Andrew Bell, see, Ran Maguire, Andrew Bell put something up here for you. I'll just let you to read it and answer it. If you think that's what we need, please read this stuff.
Pure joke. It was about nearly an hour ago.
Taking the absolute piss at Arsenal fans, and
it's a physical presence, man.
Like,
it's a physical
you know
presence.
what? Andrew Bell is that guy that just sees Arsenal and say, "Look at these guys. They don't know what's coming to them. We're gonna hit these guys hard." That's what he's saying in his mind. And see, rightfully so. Newcastle have that right to do so. But do you know what? Ran Maguire, read this comment from Andrew Bell, taking the piss at us Arsenal fans, saying, "Hey, you can have Chris Wood." See, it's right to say that. He's a rival. He wants us to to collapse. Definitely. But Ryan, before he defends himself, what do you think about this question?
You can keep Chris Wood, mate. No, it was obviously as a joke, and I get that. But
Miss Melina, do you know what Miss Melina said at the background, Ryan? Miss Melina said he wants us to be Newcastle nursing home. Andrew Bell, you're getting the stick.
I get it when I'm at home.
Please.
It's fine.
It's a fair comment. I just want to say to the lad that was talking, and what's his name? The guy that was just on.
Onome Soje.
Yeah, I don't want to undermine anyone. I don't want to undermine anyone. But his comment wasn't. I don't think his comment was valid in terms of Arsenal just signing ready-made players, because we're not the club that does that. We have lived with Arsenal always signing teenagers and always signing youngsters and never signing them players to bring us that instant success. We have always been the club, not especially with Arteta, like I nearly just said. Like, look at in the Wenger days, every time we were linked with a big money player, big named player, it was always a teenager that's come in. Look at Martinelli, look at Marquinhos. I can go on and on the list. The fact that we sign young players and we build young players, the fact that he's saying that we sign ready-made players is not a valid comment at all. That is not what Arsenal do, and it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We always say trust the process with Arteta. He's rebuilding and he's signing the youngsters. The only name that Arteta has signed for me is probably Odegaard. And Odegaard wasn't a world beater in anyone's mind because he was determined as a Real Madrid flop. A flop from Real Madrid can still get into anyone else's team because it's Real Madrid anyway. But we still took a gamble on Odegaard, even though it was a big name. It was still a gamble because it was relatively unproven and is absolutely flying now. So the fact that we always sign ready-made players, it's not what Arsenal do. But in this climate now and the predicament that we're in because of injuries and because of lack of depth, we do need at the minute the names that can come in and help us push for this title push, at least for this season. And then the
Internet's dropped.
I think his phone, because his phone he's actually charging his phone and he's using his phone to do a stream. He's not at home.
His point's bang on there though, Tom, isn't it? I mean, a lot of your recent signings have not been, how many people knew of Fabio Vieira in the Portuguese league?
In the Portuguese league, yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but I knew where it was coming from because we're looking at Zaha, and actually Zaha is already a created name already. So he was like, why looking at these guys when you can be able to actually go in and get someone like an Alvarez that they themselves got, through a good scouting network. I think that was. What he was trying to say. So instead of looking for these guys, why not go and look for hidden gems out there? But you know what? Andy, you saw what Brazil did today. Let's come back into reality. Miss Mel, are you there?
I'm here, Tony.
Oh, you're there. I thought you were not there actually at all.
No,
See, Miss Mel
here.
and Andy. See, let's just talk football now. And let's just go back to this Brazilian World Cup.
No
See,
problem.
Brazil defeated South Korea. See, there's this criticism that Brazil haven't been pumping in goals, in this tournament. Today, even with the bad news of the injuries that have blighted that team, of course, Neymar came back today, but of course they had that bad news of Gabriel Jesus that's already out. But you know what? They shrugged this off. They shrugged all those camp panic attacks going on in the team. They shrugged everything them up and came to face South Korea today and beat them up quite easily. In fact, in the first 10 minutes, they ran out 2-0 leaders, in that game. Miss Melina, before you answer, I'll come to Andy Bell. Andy Bell, what do you think? Brazil, are they in it to win it? Is it coming home to Brazil?
Brazil are more than capable of, going forward, they are capable of probably better football than anybody else that's left in the tournament. One thing I will say though is you go to, what was it, the 62nd minute Korea had, by then they'd forced Alisson into 3 decent saves and they were 4-0 down at the time. So if Alisson, let's say he let 2 in and then they score a long ranger, that's 4-3. It could have been, I know it's hindsight, but I do think that you can get at them. And at wing back, I really think they're vulnerable. I really do. And Militao, for me, has been the defender of the tournament so far. He just looks like no one's getting past him one-on-one. But I do think that they're there to be getting at. If you be a little bit physical with them, I think you could rough the feathers up a little bit. But like you said, they blew them away in 10 minutes. But that's what top teams do.
That's what top teams do. That last state, I totally agree with you on that. That's what big teams do. If you're a big team, you just have to come out and show this other opponents that, hey, I'm the top dog in the house. I'm the bully, and that's why I'm called the bully. I'm meant to, score 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. That's how to bully teams. That's how to win games. And when you're in the World Cup, you need to constantly put these defenses on constellation basis. You have to bully, you have to constantly bully them and show them who the top dog in the ring is. You know what? Yeah, Miss Melina, can you chime into this conversation about Brazil? Do you think it's coming home to Rio de Janeiro for Brazil in this World Cup? What do you think?
So I said first it would be a Brazil Spain final, but I'm actually going to change one of the oppositions, and I'm going to put England in that equation. I think England might cause an upset to France, and I'm actually predicting.
And Andy will be happy with that anyway. Andy will be like, "Oh, really, England?"
I'm predicting a 2-1 win for England in extra time. But with regards to this Brazil team, when you're up against other teams that are just as quality as you, for example, that France team, even without the likes of N'Golo Kante and without the likes of Paul Pogba, that team has prowess. Kylian Mbappe has surpassed Thierry Henry's record for France in the national team. That team speaks for itself. But when you're a big team, these other big teams shouldn't fear you. You should go up toe to toe against them, not sit back and wait for them to attack you first. You have to go toe to toe and play them with your strengths and with your strongest 11. The other thing that Deschamps tends to do is you have the quality coming off the bench, and with Brazil, you saw that today. You had quality even on that bench. That whole team on and off the bench, like that Man City team in the Premier League, has elite players in each position to come off the bench and be that impact substitution. Against South Korea today, was Brazil that good or was South Korea that poor? South Korea defended really well in the final 20, 30 minutes, but Brazil were all over, demolished them in the first half, and the game was pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered at that point. Now you'll see Luka Modric has to play up against Vinicius Jr., Brazil versus Croatia, so that will be an interesting battle to see both of them, the former Real Madrid and current Real Madrid, go up against each other and see how well they can do. But I'm thinking for Brazil, you can't discredit them even without Neymar, their strongest team leader in that team. They still dominated and destroyed teams. And the other games, yes, they didn't really score high scoring games, but today against South Korea they did it. The other day they didn't really have a high scoring game, and sometimes they did sit back and up the gear later on in the second half. I felt today near the last 30 minutes Brazil got tired. South Korea was kind of just defending. And that shot that South Korea had today goes down as, arguably goal of the tournament. That was a wonderful, wonderful strike today. And Alisson didn't even see that coming. And Alisson is one of the best goalkeepers of the tournament, best goalkeepers in the world, arguably. And he didn't even see that coming. So, even the team that has the strongest players out with one of the world's greatest goalkeepers can concede goals, and that's what this World Cup is about. A lot of upsets, a lot of unpredictables, a lot of expect the unexpected kind of moments, and I'm all here for it. We see this once every couple of years, and it's been great so far, Tony.
Yeah, see, Miss Mel, I clearly and seriously agree with you totally in everything that you've said. I totally agree with you. But see here, Andy, I'm you know what, yeah, I'm looking at this Brazilian team. I know they're favorites to win in a way, but
I don't know why.
there's just something that makes me feel like there's just something there that I think that they've not really played a team that would really force them into mistakes. That is just a feeling. Do you think if these guys actually meet a team that will come at them far for far the way Cameroon came at them and actually surprise them at the end of the day, do you think they will buckle? Do you think they will bow down to the superior power when they meet the superior power like England, like Argentina with Messi and the rest of the of the crew? Do you think they would sincerely bow down to superior power?
I think there's signs when you watch them play that would suggest that you might have a point, because Korea had a lot of the ball in the second half. I know the game was won, but they did cause Brazil problems. Let's be honest. You know, they did. You know, if they had another human son, they might have gotten a couple more. For me, I mean, like you say, yes, they've faced some decent organised sides, but they've never really faced a side with quality right across the team. Even Croatia is not going to be that side. Yes, Croatia are very good at keeping the ball, very organised, but have they really got that X factor going forward that's going to put Brazil to go, ooh, squeaky bum time, we need to dig in? I think that'll come later on when they face an England or a France or an Argentina, you know, one of them teams. For me, it's the nostalgia with Brazil, isn't it? Every time you see them yellow strips, you think back to 2002, you think back to 1998 when they had the likes of Rivaldo. They've still got players in their side that are capable of magic, but I just think the other players that they have in the side aren't on the level of what Lucio was, or other players, but Cafu or Roberto Carlos at the back. And in midfield, Paqueta, when he's on the ball, is a will beater. When he's off the ball, he's a different player.
Why did Newcastle go for Paqueta? Why? Like that, that's a kind of player that Newcastle would like to take, innit?
It is. I mean, I was sick of hearing his name for 6 months. Honestly, sick of it. Absolutely sick. And it was all obviously Bruno's best mate, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I think he's shown. I think his form showed at West Ham that it's going to take him time to. There's no doubt there's quality there. You know, some of the first touches that he's gotten. But I just think in order for him to be a top Premier League team player, he needs to add a little bit industrial work to his game.
But again, you have to put other factors, into the fray. Is in the West Ham team that doesn't have enough. I don't want to call it star power, but enough committed players that want to commit themselves into the course of the football club. For instance, a Newcastle team that have what they're playing for, they know they can get it. They genuinely think they can beat the big teams. And these players are ready to die. They're ready to shed the last drop of blood to make sure they beat a Manchester City. They pull points, against a Man City. These guys legitimately want to go to Man United and get some points down there. They legitimately want to go into White Hart Lane and beat Tottenham up, and they did that. So they have the players to actually create this kind of magic. Don't you think that if Paqueta somehow came into a team like Newcastle, looking up front, it's a Miguel Almiron. Looking at the other side, Joe Linton, Wilson. Looking at all these players that are playing very, very well. Why can't he dream of playing with them? And of course, with his mate Guimarães, who is having a very, very lovely season. He's Brazilian. He's one of his best friends, if not potentially his best friend. He could just be there and chill with him and create magic together. So I really do think that it's because he doesn't have the same kind of person. Yeah, exactly. That can that have the propensity to make him grow in a team. That's why his form hasn't really shone as it is. If it was in a place like Man City, if it was in a place like Newcastle or even an Arsenal team, that he personally doesn't have to show all the creativity in the team, I think he would shine. That's my take on it.
I think you're right. I think it's more of a case of when we get to that next level, Paqueta is the type of player that would then help her. But at the moment, there's got to be I fully believe that we probably would have signed him if Wilson had not gotten that injury, but we had to go and get a striker. Hence why we wouldn't have been able to spend 60 million on Isaac and then 50 million on Paqueta. But for me, there's something about him. I watched him at Lyon a few times and brilliant. But let's be honest, unless you're playing Paris Saint-Germain or you're playing Marseille or Lyon, the French league isn't the same. It's not.
Yeah, sure. I totally agree with you.
I'm not going to say what people say about it because I think that's a little bit disrespectful because they still do all right in Europe. But there's something about him that I think Eddie Howe just thought, do you know what it is? I think I can spend the money elsewhere. We'll see how he gets on at West Ham, and if we need him, we've got the money. We can go and buy him.
Good and okay. See, Miss Mel, I'll bring you into the fray again. Miss Mel, are you there?
Yes, I am, Tony.
Good. Miss Mel, you know what? Yeah, because this one hit right home to you. And of course, it's that game against Morocco against Spain. Tomorrow's game, see,
Yeah.
that game starts, of course, in finish time of 5 o'clock. It's a big one. And you know why it hits or cuts deep to you? It's because Morocco were the team that actually knocked Canada out, out of the competition. So you have a bone to pick with these guys. You should genuinely hate them. You're excused to hate them because of what they did to you and your country in the World Cup. But see, you know what? Yeah, they're going against Spain, former champions in their own right. Of course, that Spain team is nothing like the Spain team of old. You can genuinely have good runs at them, and they could actually choke, and you could have lots of chances against that Spanish team. The way I see it. See, tomorrow's game, Morocco versus Spain. What do you think about that game?
I think Morocco is not real. I'm gonna say one of several, one of a few underdogs in this tournament. Another
the dark
underdog
horse,
I did
right?
want to say before penalties came to play was Japan. Japan played very well this tournament. It's
Give a
just
good account of themselves.
penalties they really need to work on. Morocco literally teared apart Canada's midfield. Canada's midfield got run out of play, run for their money by this Moroccan team that no one really gave credit to. Hakim Ziyech plays for them. I think there's a couple of other Premier League players that play for Morocco, but everyone underestimated this African team because they're not English players, most of them, and they're underdogs of this tournament, dark horses. Morocco, the way they played against Canada, the way they demolished teams, a lot of teams wrote them off and said, "Oh, they'll be going home early after group stages." For them to make it this far into the round of 16 and possibly into the quarterfinals, they might be able to give Spain a run for their money. Now, with that being said, Spain have a lot of quality and a lot of prowess. Will Spain rest some players? I don't know. I don't think personally Spain will rest, the likes of Gavi, Pedri, and a lot of their star players to perform. But I think it won't be as high as a game as people think. I do think it will be a close game, and I don't think it's going to be an easy match for Spain.
For Spain, right?
Spain should not underestimate Morocco, thinking, "Oh, they're just garbage," like South
They're
Korea.
minnows, right? Yeah. See, I'll come back to you for your prediction for that game.
No problem.
But first of all, I want to pick Andrew Bell's brain here. I want to pick some things out of it. See, Andrew Bell, in 13 games, Morocco haven't lost. Now, in that 13 straight games for Morocco in the fray at once, they've only lost one game in that run of matches in 13 games. And in that 13 games, they've only lost to the United States of America. Good. Since they've lost to United States of America, not in any competition, in just one of those friendly matches. So in a 13-game stretch, they haven't lost a game. So now, listen. Now, they lost against the United States of America, 3-0. But you know what? They've also had high-profile victims within that 13-game stretch. I'll list some of those victims for you. The ones right now, right here in this competition. Belgium. They beat Belgium by 2-0, completely malhandling and dismantling Belgium like a bomb. You know how you need to dismantle a nuclear bomb. Well, they did that. They beat Belgium 2-0. Mind you, they got a draw with Croatia. They beat Canada, completely annihilated Canada, not in terms of the score line, but in terms of gameplay, how they handled the midfield, how they played from the back, how solid the back four was, how Ziyech was in the game continually and was a continual pest, in the hands of the Canadian defense, and also in the heart of that Belgian 18-yard box. Also, part of their victims also Paraguay, Chile, Jamaica, Qatar, Liberia. They've beaten all these teams back and front. What do you think about this Moroccan game tomorrow against Spain? Do you think it's one of those games that Spain just have to be very, very careful?
It's no doubt that obviously the odds are against Morocco, but they've got 3 or 4 things going in their favour. First of all, they're confident, based on not only the fact that they've been winning in the tournament, the fact that they've been winning before that. That breeds more confidence. They then show, based on that form, that they're a consistent team. And what the other thing that they've got is they've got a couple of match winners in the side. They've got Ziyech, they've got Tamiri. On their day, they could pop up and win the game for you. The problem I have is if they don't keep it tight early on and Spain pin them in, they're going to get tired very quickly. Because one thing I noticed for Spain is they wear their opponents out, because all you're doing is chasing the ball. And in that heat, I think it's the early game, isn't it, tomorrow? Or is it the nighttime game?
No. It's the first game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I know that the stadium's all
air
conditioned and everything.
3 o'clock UK time. That's when the match is starting now.
They're gonna have to pick and choose when they have a go at Spain. But I honestly think that if there's any team that they're gonna come against that is at some point gonna throw the kitchen sink at them, I do think it's Morocco.
Yeah.
And with a bit of luck, the sink might just land on the chin.
Good. You know what, Andrew Bell? I'll come back to you for your prediction for that game tomorrow, Morocco against Spain. Just before, Miss Mel, are you there?
I'm here, Tony. Don't worry.
Good, Miss Mel. Someone has something good to say to you.
Yeah, I
know what? I'll read it out for you.
I don't like this comment, to be honest, Tony.
I like it.
No. It's made me very uncomfortable, Tony. I don't like it. I appreciate the compliment, but this is not acceptable.
Good.
I don't find it comfortable. I appreciate the compliment, but it's a bit like.
But I think it's from a good place, actually. I know Mr. B.
He's a good guy. Mr. B is a
and he
good
likes
guy.
you, actually. Yeah, I don't
He's
think
a good guy. He has a
harm,
good heart. I don't think he means harm, but
good.
I'm not used to people saying stuff like this.
Good and okay. I'll cut the part that should make you, irate in any way. And it says, Mel has and knows her stuff. Very knowledgeable about football. What he was actually trying to say is she's very beautiful, and it's not. Come on, man. It's not hard to think about that, It's a compliment, right?
Thank you,
You're beautiful and you know your football. Miss Mel, we really appreciate you on the channel.
It's all right, Tony.
Thanks, Mr. B, for life. You know what, Mr. B? I do understand you clearly. I understand you, man.
He doesn't mean harm,
Yeah, I know. Mr. B for Life says, surely Vlahovic has to be an essential buy, or maybe Kudus.
I like Kudus.
Have you heard of this player called Kudus?
Kudus, yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good player, right? Do you rate him?
I do. I think he's got potential. I haven't seen. I mean, Steve's probably the best guy to ask about him, because he probably knows his shoe size and God knows what else.
Yeah.
But
Steve knows
what I've seen of him has impressed us. He looks athletic. He looks industrial. He's got quality on the ball. He keeps it well. Shield the ball well. Yeah, I like him. I don't know whether he was a striker though. I don't really see him as an out-and-out striker. I see him as a off the striker, a bit like Pulisic, a bit like He seems as if he can play a couple more than one position. But it's encouraging. But whether it be straight away going Arsenal first 11, I don't know.
Interesting. Miss Mel, do you know Kudus and what can you tell us about him?
No, I haven't seen him play. However, I saw him play for Ghana. That's all I can say. Really, when he played for Ghana, he played really well. I haven't seen him play for his club, so I can't.
Do you think you want him at Arsenal?
He looks like a great player. I don't know if he'll suit our system. To be honest, Tony, I'm not one of these fans who watch compilations and think the player will do well. Because these fans tried to tell me when a 5-minute clip of Nicola Pepe from where did he came from? From Lille. Was it Lille, right?
Lille, Lille.
This guy's gonna be the next prodigy. And look what happened. He had 2 left feet. It didn't work. It didn't work
Valencia
out for him.
And again, we can't still sell him. He's still on loan to
Yeah,
OSC
and
Nice.
we spent.
It's a
You know what?
disgrace.
Raul Sinelli took 20 million from that deal. The signing was sketchy from the start. You know, and
From
it
the
didn't work
start,
out for
yeah.
him. But you know what? Who I'll take? You know how Andrew was saying, "Take you can have Chris Wood." Mate, I'll gladly take this Bruno Guimaraes guy if you want him off your hands. You know, it seems like you have too much squad depth. We'll gladly,
We'll gladly,
in a heartbeat,
gladly, gladly take him
in
from
a
you.
heartbeat, we'll take him from your hands, and we'll take
Andrew
this
Bell.
guy. We'll take if it's a 2-for-1.
I used to like Molina.
If it's a 2-for-1, we'll take this guy Alexander Isak from you too.
That's a big one. See, Andrew Bell, would you like to part with any of those two? Throw those shots right back at Miss Mel.
He's not going to rough it at Arsenal when he's at Newcastle, is he? Come on, surely. No, I see your point, Molina. There's going to be, I think, Hughes and a lot of other sides. If Newcastle don't carry on that trajectory, i.e. get European football this season, I think it's as much as he puts out on Twitter as he loves the club and he's an ambitious lad, and if an offer comes in from a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or a Man City apparently were amazed that we managed to get him from Lyon because they were in for him and they were told that he wasn't for sale weeks before we signed him. So yeah, it's one that but it's encouraging that top teams are looking at our players because that means that you've been successful, doesn't it? And that's not something I've been used to for the last 15 years. So as much as it pains us to hear you say it, I'll take it on the chin.
Under
Because
Mike Ashley, you guys really suffered a lot. You know, under Mike Ashley, he wasn't investing. Newcastle fans, they deserve the position they're in now. And you know what, Tony? I said this before when I've been on here. They are way ahead of their project. They are ahead of their project, and it's damn well about time because Mike Ashley didn't give a damn about that football club, and these fans were getting embarrassed by smaller teams, and they really deserved a proper owner.
it just shows what you can do if you put a little bit of love and attention into something.
Yeah.
Or
money talks,
and all that good stuff.
Money definitely talks more than
Money helps. Don't get us wrong. Money helps.
You guys got great owners flashing the.
And Miss Mel, don't be surprised if Newcastle just look at the transfer window and just say, "Oh my God, these guys don't know what's gonna hit them," and just go ahead and
I hope they don't do that, Tony.
£200 million. They might just go into. Miss Mel, these guys can go into the market and just say, you know what? Now let's start. They could just go in and they say, okay, good.
Bam, bam,
£200
bam,
million.
yeah.
Bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam. Tap,
They
tap,
could,
boom.
but it could destroy everything good that they've done so far. In the sense of, if you bring, let's say, 3 or 4 players in January. Now we do need 3 or 4 players, but they've got it. For me, you need a couple of squad players, a youth player, and a couple of first teamers. You go and get 4 first teamers. That's 4 other players that you need to push out of the squad because the squad's full. So who are you going to upset? I want one of the main things for me is this season is everyone's feels as if they're contributing, even if Emil Crafty's been injured, Dan Burn. I'm sure he didn't expect to get as much football as he's getting. The likes of Longstaff is now getting in the side. Towards the end of last season, he wasn't. Every single one of them players, even Ryan Fraser, Matt Ritchie, are thinking, I'm having an effect on the squad. You bring in 3 or 4, Matt Ritchie will have to come out of the squad, Ryan Fraser will have to come out of the squad. And I think you would be risking disrupting it a little bit. Do we need a little bit of reinforcement? Yes, but I think 1 or 2 players. I believe that Ashby from West Ham's done deal, young right back. That would be a good signing. Come in as cover. Obviously, Emil Kraft's going to miss majority of the season. And Maddison for me. That would do me.
Maddison. Oh my God, James Maddison.
That would kill me.
Sure. I know that's a good one. But Miss Mel, do you know what? There's this player that I don't know is like every pundit I've sort of like just bruised through this guy without actually looking at him. It's Vardiol from Croatia. No one is talking about this guy. This guy is tall, 6 foot plus, ready to play, a destroyer, and a legitimate bully.
So
Nobody's talking about him.
Guardiola is unfortunately on his way to SW6. He is on his way to Chelsea. Chelsea are almost, wrapping up that deal. And he was incredible today, Tony. He's a boss man, and he's
He's a
underrated.
rock.
He's
20-year-old is
underrated.
20.
He's young.
Jeez.
He is so young. And you know what? Even if let's say hypothetically, it wasn't going to work out, Chelsea will get a load of cash for him, bullshit money for him if it wasn't to work out. This guy is a baller and he's so underrated.
He's a baller, Miss Mel.
You know what? Unfortunately, it looks like the 20-year-old is likely to go on his way to Chelsea Football Club. Now, with that being said, yesterday I did hear rumors.
But Arsenal was linked with him, Miss Mel.
Yes, so I did hear rumors that them lot down the road, Tottenham Hotspur and Antonio Conte, are monitoring Guardiola. So you never know. It could be what's it called? A bidding war for all you know. This youngster has so much, the passing, the accuracy. He's just a center back. He's just a center back, but the positional awareness he has, he's like Saliba. He's so
and he's
good.
a bully.
He's like
I'm sorry, I'm not all up for bullying.
People are scared to come up
normal
against
people,
him.
but he's a bully on the pitch.
Yeah, people are scared to come up against him, and
Exactly.
you need that kind of energy in your team.
And even in your dressing room, because those are the kind of players that people could get to fear. They fear legitimately those kind of people, and he's always on a mask. I need those kind of guys that are on a mask, like like no joy. When you see them, you legitimately fear them or to get past them. Those are the kind of players I like, Miss Mel.
Of course, and you know what? He's someone that, oh my God, if Arsenal had him, could you imagine how stronger? We used to have Mustafi at the center of our defensive back line. Having someone like Guardiola, it just adds a little bit of oomph to the team. Not even a little bit, a lot of oomph to the team.
A lot of oomph to the team.
That's the difference between top 4 and top 2. That could easily be well and truly that, and of course, a winger, a backup to Thomas Partey. But Guardiola is incredible, and you know what? I'll be very sad.
Player.
I will be very disappointed if he goes to Chelsea. The reason why, because if he doesn't get the ground running right away at Chelsea, Chelsea will ruin this guy's career and confidence. And I feel very sorry. He's a young player. Chelsea did the same to Tammy Abraham. They shipped him off to Roma, and they didn't properly give him a chance or support him. They're very cutthroat and very ruthless. And these young players, it can kill their confidence.
Their progression.
It's like Man United, Cody Gakpo. I don't want these players to get ruined from bum teams. Chelsea has this winning mentality. Nothing wrong with the winning mentality. But under Chelsea, under Roman Abramovich, and even now under Bowley, they're so cutthroat. They don't care if you're young. They won't give you time to grow and develop. Look at Gallagher. They want to get rid of him already. Look at that guy. They had another youngster they shipped to Norwich, Billy Gilmore. They got rid of him too.
It's just crazy. But Miss Mel, you know what? Yeah, these are the kind of players Arsenal need right now. See, many people are not thinking. Imagine William Saliba just drops right now and just maybe gets an Achilles or a knee.
That would be the best young partnership.
Why in trouble?
We have someone called Rob Holding who can't even hold his hair transplant together.
Oh my God. Miss Mel, please don't do that to me. I don't want to have a heart attack. Oh my God, Holding. Jesus Christ.
And we have someone called Rob Holding.
Oh my God, I don't want to go back to those days, yeah. Those days were really horrible days. It gave me sleepless nights. I don't want to see Rob Holding in anywhere around that team. And of course, Andrew Bell would like to see us have Rob Holding in my back four. He will love it.
You know what it is? He's not a bad footballer, is he? But it's just...
I think Newcastle will take top 4 from Man United. I put them in top 4. I really think they can...
If you're right, Molina, I'll have one of the happiest years of my life because I despise
You guys
with a
have been
passion
really
Man
at the
United.
Miss
bottom.
Mel, why
You
do you
guys have
think
been
I'm
at the dumps.
Miss Mel,
Hate
why
them.
do you think I'm incorporating Newcastle fans into my
Yeah,
fan channel? It's because I genuinely believe that these guys
they
are
have
going to
power.
create chaos this season, and not just this season, even next season. Trust me. And right now,
I
they've
thought it
not
was me
even
good looks. Thanks.
see, bro. It's true, man. It's true. Uh, but you know what? Yeah, they've not even started spending the money yet. They've just done good transfer business, buying normal players with
Foundations have
normal
been
amount
laid
of
at the
money.
moment.
So, Miss Mel, just imagine with the wealth that they have now, with that oil money they have right
Have
now,
you been seeing
what
the
is going to
discussions
happen?
on Twitter today, Tony?
No.
Apparently, it's rumored that the PIF might sell us to buy Man United.
What?
Oh.
Oh, like a feeder club, basically. You use.
No, it's actually because obviously it'd be a conflict of interest having ownership.
Two clubs.
So what they've said
Oh,
is
the
because
Qatar
the
ownership.
Glazers have said
Yeah.
that they're looking to seek investment, that they would consider selling us if Man United was available to be bought. But I just don't see that happening. I think
Man
it's just
United have too much to work. Too much to. Where do you start from? You know what I mean?
Not only that, I mean, how much is let's say it costs you $4.5 billion to buy Man United. Okay, you've invested 350 million in buying Newcastle. You've then invested 220 million in transfers. There's obviously going to be other hidden costs. Let's say it's cost them 700 million so far. I'm pretty sure you could get Newcastle on a level where they're higher than Man United without investing another £3 billion. So it's kind of the problem is it's the brand, isn't it? That's what they're looking at. It's the global reach that Man United have. But let's build our own. Surely, isn't it more exciting to build your own brand? I mean, Newcastle have a brand, considering the very limited success we've had in the last 50 years, really, when you think of it. We've had 2 FA Cup finals, a couple of seasons in the Champions League, and a decent Europa League run a few years ago. Other than that, we've been a Villa. But wherever you go, there's someone wearing a Geordie shirt, you know what I mean?
I add something, Tony. They are from my source, who's very credible. He's very reliable. He told me, and this one hurt me so much. Newcastle are in the race and considering and genuinely looking at Declan Rice, 60 million. He is Tony. He is a baller. I don't care if you want to say English.
He's a baller. But is he coming to sit on the bench and watch Thomas Partey play? Because
no, right now
in Newcastle.
But you know what, Tony? He could be a wonderful Thomas Partey replacement.
See, are we looking on replacing Thomas Partey?
Well, I'm
looking on someone who will come.
The guy is made out of glass, but that's another season or two. Right now, it's a backup for him, a proper backup for him. But in regards to Newcastle, I don't really think they even need, that much midfield coverage. They have so much quality.
They have so much quality, right?
It might just be splashing
in the middle of the park. They might not have so much. I'm talking of Newcastle.
I think it's our strongest. I think it's our strongest area. You've got Jimenez, Joe Linton. Then you've got Longstaff, Shelby, Joe Willock. Then you've got Miggy that can drop in.
Longstaff is not really. He's not.
Do you know what it is? Right? I would have agreed six weeks ago, mate. I would have added on to that for 5 minutes, ranting and raving about Longstaff. One thing I can say is he's a system player. If you put him in the right system and get the best out of him, people around him are going to flourish. He covers ground like I didn't realize.
But anyway, that's why you guys need a James Maddison in that team.
And he plays great passes, but he lacks that in the final third. And as you've just said there, when you have a midfielder, you need to be getting assists and goals out of them. And he's only got 2 assists and a goal all season, so not enough. If you want to finish in top 6, top 4, not enough.
Miss Mel, you know what? Yeah, I like Declan Rice, but my only concern is that when will he play? Because these big players, they want to come into a big team and they want to start playing. So, do you think it's going to alter the way Arsenal play?
Could he not play with Partey?
No, he cannot play with Party. I don't.
He cannot play with Partey because he
We do
sits
not do
in
that
deep.
system.
He does for England, but he doesn't for West
Sits in
Ham.
deep.
He doesn't for West Ham.
Is not box to box. He's
No,
not a box to
he's not
box
a
kind of guy.
box-to-box
Is
midfielder,
that
no.
kind of guy that just sits in between the midfield and that four-man defense or five-man defense, any of those two. He sits in deep and
I
just
think
soaks
he's a
up all
different
this
player for West
pressure.
Ham.
So it's a like-for-like replacement for Thomas Partey. But again, Thomas Partey is that kind of a box-to-box kind of midfielder. He shoots lots of shots. He increases and helps us in our transitional play. He gets those drop ins from the back four when they're playing to the back. He helps the transition forward. He knows how to genuinely hold the ball and move the ball and advance the ball into dangerous positions that can be instrumental to our attacking play. Declan Rice is not that kind of player that can move the ball, that can hold the ball, that can move the ball.
Not to be disrespectful, Tony, but I think you need to watch a little bit more of West Ham and see what his role is at West Ham. His role is entirely different at West Ham or it is at England. He's the guy that drags the ball from midfield to get the ball forward for West Ham.
I know, but the place that suits him more is sitting in deep.
I get that. Yes, that suits him more. Yes, but if he can have Partey doing that and Declan Rice getting forward, you've got to remember, he's only young. He's going to learn other parts to his game as well.
That's another thing,
Can I also say another person who I'm really regretting kicking myself in the foot? When he went to West Ham, I said, oh, this guy ain't shit. He had a couple of bad games, and I hold my hands up. It's no other than Lucas Paqueta. When he went to West Ham, I said, yo, this guy ain't shit. Thank God Arsenal didn't sign him. And now I'm kicking myself in the foot because, goddamn, is he a player and a half.
Do you know who I think would suit you down to the ground? And I don't know whether he would be available. I know he's on loan at the moment at a club. Griezmann.
Oh God, we would not pay the money for him. No way.
No.
I don't think he'd go for much. He's 31, 32 now, isn't he? He's getting on.
I don't think I don't think he's that kind of player that can come in and get me 10 goals immediately, like quickly. He's not that kind of player.
Tony,
I need a dog. And I really see, Miss Mel, I need a dogged player. I need a brute. I need a bully.
But what's wrong with Zaha? Why didn't you like the Zaha?
No. See, me, Andrew Bell, and the rest of the crew, when you left, we were talking about Zaha. Yeah. Zaha's, I think there's something, there might be something with his attitudinal problems because why are these big clubs not going for such a talent like him? I think it lies with his attitude.
Oh, you think there's something dodgy with his attitude?
Yeah, there's something dodgy with his attitude.
He's definitely had opportunities to leave, though.
Something there is thinking because you cannot tell me that Newcastle can take a shot at him. You can tell me that Newcastle wouldn't say, "Come, you know what, Zaha, you." See,
if he was the same age as ASM, I'd swap ASM.
Speaking of this James Maddison that Andrew mentioned, they were after him since the summer window. But Leicester are notorious bastards to do business with. Leicester are very, very smart when they do business. They sold Maguire a fridge for 70+ million. They sold Chilwell for good money. They sold N'Golo Kante when they won the league for good money.
Fofana, and they never reinvested it into the club.
No. But they make very good money when they sell their players. And they treat other clubs like bullies because they know we won't let this player go unless you pay what we want.
Yeah, and the owners have got money. They don't need to sell, really, in effect. I know they might not have a lot to invest into at the moment because their owners are in, the travel thing, so they've lost a bit of money lately.
They have a feeder club, but I think they sold it or something. Or I think it got liquidated, actually, the feeder club that they owned.
That they owned, right?
Yeah. I think it's the owners' wealth or something has dropped the last couple of years with the virus because they're in the travel industry. So they're probably looking at the market at the moment going, right, we really can't spend that much because we don't know what we've got coming in. But they've got assets, like Molina says, and what they do is they bleed any club dry if they're trying to buy a player off them. I mean, to get 75 million for Maguire is just mine. I mean, decent defender, don't get us wrong. 75, it's more money than what Van Dijk was. Yeah. That's like bending you over and slapping your backside while you're nicking the wallet. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly. Let me go into this chart now and see what's happening. Someone here, Craig AFC87, my brother. He says here, man. He says, Miss Melina, blessings to you and your family.
Glad to see you on the panel.
Glad to see you back on the mend. And of course, yeah, Craig AFC, even me too. I'm just so happy to have her back. It was always see, I prayed for this lady when she was down, man, because I don't know. I just kind of missed her. And right now, I just can't get enough. I'm just enjoying all the whole welcome back package from her. Miss Mel, I'm just happy you're here. I'm happy you're
Thank
here.
you very much.
I'm happy you're here. And
um,
of course, see ya, Auntie Bell. Okay, I'll come to this one first. It was a compliment, Mel. I'm sorry for that. I won't say it again.
no,
Miss Mel, do you accept that?
I accept that 100%, and I did even reply to him back in the chat. I said,
Good.
because this guy has been very supportive of me for the
Yeah,
last
he's a very
2.5
supportive guy.
years.
Yeah,
Well,
Mr.
I
B
know
for
he's
life.
not coming from a bad place, and I apologize
True.
if I came across that way.
Yeah, Mr. B's a great guy. I like the guy too. But he said something here. You know what, Miss Mel? I think I'll take this one. You see, I think I'll take this one. Andy Bell, what do you think? Should I accept this one?
I think you should. I'm just thinking, what's wrong with mine? You got it. You've left us out, Mr. B.
I think Tony has sent Mr. B a check in the mail.
Tony's made up now, isn't he?
Okay, good and okay. Mr. B for Lavi says here, Tony has a sexy voice.
It's going to be going on his Twitter bio now. I have a sexy voice.
Oh my God.
Oh my Jesus Christ. Can you believe it? Tony has a sexy voice. Oh Jesus Christ, help me. Craig AFC 87 says here, Mr. B for life. You want to put a bet on that? Okay. I don't know what you're betting at. Miss Molina here. Hello, Craig AFC 87. New
I
profile
didn't realize it
picture
was him until I
change.
saw
I
that
just noticed now. Nice to see you again. Of course, Craig AFC. Very nice picture. A JVC shirt. See, Miss Molina. See, out of all the old shirts, Arsenal shirts that you have, because I know you collect lots of stuff,
Yes.
and I know you also collect art. Also, you love painting players and love painting. Things from real life and what you like to draw. But out of all the whole kit that Arsenal have had, that you've grown up to have, which one have been the best kit for you?
The 0204 02 kit, and also 92-94 home shirt JVC. That's my favorite. Unfortunately, because I wear juniors, they don't make a lot of these retro kits in my size. But I bought it bigger, and I framed some of them. So that's gonna be nice when I come back to YouTube. I'll have an Arsenal wall set up with my Xhaka signed framed kit. Whether you guys like it or not, it's a different story. But I love it.
I get that. And Andy Bell, you know what? In your own shirt, I used to like this one that used to contain what we call Nothing Rock. That used to have an advert called Nothing Rock. I really like that shirt. Out of all the whole Newcastle shirts, down the line this past years, there used to be one that used to carry a lager bear, kind of like crest in the middle of the shirt. I've forgotten that bear, but it's
Newcastle Brown Ale.
Yeah, something like that.
95, 96, or 96, 97 season strip. Funny enough, I just ordered one.
Carlsberg? What was
no,
the shirt?
Newcastle Brown Ale.
Okay, yeah.
Big circle, yellow background, red writing.
Yeah, yellow, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Alan Shearer used to wear that shirt.
Yeah, it's the Newcastle Brown Ale one. It's the one that we wore the season we finished runners up to Man United when we were 12 points clear, I believe, about the season following. I've literally just ordered one for Christmas because my other one's damaged. So
it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see you on that top when you do get it.
I'll give it. I've ordered a couple. To be fair, the other one that I actually quite like, you mentioned, we had a one. I think it was under Graham Souness when we had the run in the European Cup. Our Northern Rock one that was decent. We had one where we got the FA Cup final against you lot, where we had the shield on the back. I love the front of that. I hate the back of it. I don't like the shield on the back of it. Steve, every time I'm on the phone, he says, "Oh, do you love this strip?" And I love the front of it. I don't like the back of it.
Yeah.
So,
but what about that one that Asprilla used to wear in Newcastle?
That's the one. That is the shield one. The one with the shield on the back.
The shield one at the back, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I used to like
That's
that
the one
one too.
after the one that. If you're asking Newcastle support what's the favourite strip, they're always going to go back to the Newcastle Brown Ale one.
Yeah, but I like that Northern Rock one. It's a cool one. It's a
We
modern
did
one.
have a decent Virgin Mobile one as well when we had Papi Cisse in Denver Bar. But I'll be honest, the Castor ones are
crap, right?
In my opinion.
Miss Mel says here, hi, Mr. B for life. No, I know you don't mean any harm. You've been supporting my channel and whatever platform I am on for a while. Thanks for being a great friend, Miss Mel. Talking about Mr. B for life down there.
Hi,
Gary, bro, from DWTT. Don't waste the tweet. See ya, guys. If you've not subscribed to DWTT and whatever he does, go there right now and unsubscribe to this guy. Great guy, absolute gentleman. Gary is a big friend to Miss Mel also, and a big friend to the show. He pops in whenever he likes to just say hi. He says, hello, Tony, Melina, panel, chat room. Yeah, of course. Thank you very much, Gary. Mr. B,
Tony, I'm going to let you keep it Arsenal. I'm going to get off. Keep your Arsenal, and then you haven't got this noisy neighbour keep coming in from Newcastle.
No, at all. Because we'll soon be closing the show. Actually.
All right, okay, no problem.
Yeah,
you just keep me out when you're ready.
Yeah,
I just don't want to intrude on Arsenal.
No, you won't.
With it being a World Cup, I thought I'd.
Yeah, exactly. I believe Craig AFC here says here, I believe Newcastle will win the Carabao Cup. Miss Marion, did you just say, oh my God? I believe Newcastle will win the Carabao Cup and get top 4. That's surely what putting a bet on. By the way, I don't advise anyone to gambling. What do you? Okay, first of all, Miss Mel, what do you think about this before I pick Andrew Bell on it?
But you know what, Newcastle, to be honest, when you're looking at the context, Newcastle haven't won a trophy in a very long time. So the Carabao Cup for us, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, but for Newcastle, it's almost equivalent to the weight or the emotions of winning a FA Cup, and it's a damn good start. Mike Ashley had them in the dumps, Tony. If we were Newcastle fans, I don't even think we'd still be here. To be honest,
them in the dumps. Oh my God,
so stressful. I feel so sorry for them because I know Kendall Rowan. She's a good friend of mine, and she used to speak about how much the fans still stuck by them even when they were really, really, really struggling. No investment put into the team. So for them, in their eyes, in their fan base, I do think most of them will take the Carabao Cup, and top 4 is incredible for where Newcastle used to be.
Yeah. Let's see, Andrew Bell, what do you think about what Craig AFC said here about the Carabao Cup? And again, do you think that Pep Guardiola has made that cup because he has a fetish for this cup, mind you?
Yeah.
He's won this trophy countless of times, and he still has a fetish for it. This guy can genuinely lose other titles and win this trophy. He loves it. He has a fetish for it. Do you think that Pep Guardiola has kind of brought in a kind of a big respect for this type of trophy? And do you think Newcastle's chances of winning that trophy this season is?
It's a shame we're not still in the era when Arsenal used to play the kids and win it, because then I genuinely do suspect that we would have a genuine chance of winning it. But looking at the draw, I mean, Liverpool and Man City have got each other. Liverpool and Chelsea play each other. So there's one of 2 teams going out. Tottenham face another Premier League side, I believe. Do you know what it is? Craig, if you're right, I'd be the happiest man in Newcastle. Even if we won the Carling Cup and finished in top 6, I would. People would say, "Oh, would you rather finish in the Champions League place, or would you rather win a cup?" I've experienced finishing in the Champions League. I've never experienced winning the trophy. I'm 36, and I don't know. Anything could happen. I'll take the cup in Europa League.
Exactly. See, yeah, I don't know this person, but this might be a
Jordan,
new
my friend,
subscriber,
a
and the
great friend of
person
mine.
knows Mel. Mel, thanks for bringing this guy down here. I don't
It's all
know
right,
him, but
Tony. Don't worry about it.
yeah. Jordan Heyman, LFC, big ups to you. You're welcome to the
He's
show,
from
Miss.
Jamaica and he's a Liverpool fan, a great friend of mine.
Oh,
And he was
okay.
actually the channel I was on when I left the show.
When you left.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Jordan, you're welcome to the show. I'm an Arsenal fan. I have my very, very good friend down here, Mr. Andrew Bell. Of course, he's from Newcastle United. He's a Geordie, but of course, he talks. He loves football, so he talks about anything football. Arsenal, Man City, anything. He knows his football. He knows the Premier League, so he's always here. And of course, Miss Melina. Since you followed her down here, you know what she brings to the table too. She's a genius when it comes to all these things. Mel, thank you for this. I really respect what you bring to the table here down here. Thank you very
It's
much.
okay, Tony. Don't worry
Your
about
help
it.
towards me, thanks. Jordan, you're welcome to the show, and just sit back and enjoy. Lots and lots of our shows. As these guys will always be coming in for shows, and I'll also be at theirs when they open theirs. I'll be joining Miss Melina when she gets her voice back up to scratch where she wanted to get to. I'll be on our shows most times, and Andrew Bell will always be here with me. We'll be talking lots of stuff as Newcastle and Arsenal go head to head for the title. Yeah, and here, Mr. Biffle, I said Rob Holding on onto his wig. Miss Mel, you've opened a can of worms here. You know that, right? Rob Holding and his wig. Yeah. This chats are so interesting today. £50 and a packet of crisps.
He's obviously referring to when I was on about the PIA.
We used to negotiate players. We used to do 40 plus 1. Sir, I'm being real. We used to do 40 million and plus 1, thinking,
plus one.
it's gonna get us somewhere. Oh my God.
And I'd only sacrifice ready salted as well. I wouldn't give them salt and vinegar.
Exactly. And you know what, Miss Mel and Andy, I've been praying for this guy. I've been putting this guy in my prayers for like a week plus because he was down with COVID. He's one of my biggest supporters. This guy, you see him here, Anthony Herbert. One of my most biggest support. This guy can do anything for me. He's a great guy. He's come to help me down in my shows. Yeah, and I've also gone to his shows. That he does for someone else actually. And he's always here. He has helped me a lot. Big help for me down here in this station. Anthony Herbert, God bless you, my friend. And I thank God that you've beaten COVID. I told you you're gonna beat it this time. And nice that COVID doesn't have any hold over you, and you're back, to your fit, and you're okay. Big ups to you, Anthony Herbert. That's what we want to hear. And he says, big up Tony and Miss Melina and the panel. You're well, shame him about Jesus out for at least 6 months. Yeah, I was hearing more than 5 months. Yeah, exactly. Now he's saying 6 months, Miss Mel. Someone told me from, not from the club, but the person is clearly related to the club. He said this thing is up to 5-6 months, and of course, Anthony Herbert is running with that too. Yeah, Almiron is really on fire at the moment.
1 second, Tony, is that true? 6 months.
I was here. What the person told me yesterday morning was he is injured for about 5 months plus.
Oh my
That's what
God.
the person told me. So it's the entire season is out. This is the truth.
Yeah,
this is the truth.
No, but why have no one come out and said any?
I don't know. Arsenal will know how to cover things up.
They'll probably want to assess the injury before they make any statement. Anyways,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, has the final assessment happened, Tony?
I don't know. I think they've already assessed it.
God.
The club will not come out with all these things. They're good in marketing and they're good in PR. This is what they do.
New training tops.
They can control the narrative.
I will buy the new training top. I know.
Yeah,
they get me every time.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, guys, everyone wants to go to bed and sleep. These are family
Shout out
people.
JPT.
These are people that
nice
just want
to.
is JPT in the house?
Nice
JPT, my friend. Oh, JPT. I'm sorry, Andy. We have to take this guy. He says, "Rest in peace."
I'll tell you what. Let me leave and bring the other person in. and then you can finish off.
No. We're finishing up
All right,
now.
okay, right. Okay, sorry.
Right now. Other podcast says rest in peace,
Go,
South
boss.
Korea. They didn't have a chance. You know what? Other time podcast, I need to talk to you because I heard something, so I have to call you personally and talk to you about it. But I hope you're fine. I hope you're okay. But I'll call you after the show. Not after the show, but probably send you a message after I talk to someone else. See, at the time podcast, the last comment I'll be taking down here says, Tony, since Jesus is out for a month and your ideal signing is CR7, it's likely set to play in Saudi Arabia. Who would you like to see as your new striker? Vlahovic from Juventus is ready to play. And of course, it says here, no, Andy, don't leave. Andy, we love you.
I wish the wife said that.
We love you. Look at what he said here, man. It says,
Thank you
no,
very
Andy,
much.
don't leave. They love
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining
You're more
us.
love on you, and I do at home.
Yeah. Before we leave, please, Andy and Miss Melina, please give me your predictions for tomorrow, and then we'll just close the show. Please.
Andy, you can
Morocco,
go first.
Spain. What's your prediction, Andrew Bell?
I think I'll go Spain 3-1. I think Morocco will have a period in the game and they'll score. Whether it'll be before Spain or not, I hope it is, because it'll make it for a right good game. But I just think Spain's got too much quality, whether it be on the pitch or coming off the bench. They've got ways of changing the game. Nico Williams can give them a different dimension. So, yeah, I'll go for Spain. Honestly,
Andy, the flirting with you was started already. Oh my God!
I'll blush. Sorry.
Oh my
Nice to
God!
see Lee.
It's a shame he was my best man at my wedding, and he's got to say them things. But
Jesus Christ, the flirtations have started for him.
Mhm.
Look, he says here, look at, oh my God, we love you, Andy, and you have a great smile. Are you serious? Wait, Andy even
he's
rolled
got
his eyes
cataracts.
for that
You do
one.
realise he's got cataracts as well.
Guys, Andy's a married man.
I know, I'm taking, but I'm open offers.
He's a married man, and trust me, he's straight as hell. Trust me.
How do you know that, Tony? You never know.
I don't know. You never know.
Tom Hardy, I'd definitely swap for Tom Hardy. I'd do that.
Of course. It says here, Craig MC says here, Tony and the panel, keep up the good work. Respect. Thank you very
Craig.
much. And of course, this panel is always going to be coming, once in a while. I'm also going to be in Miss Melina's show. Let me end it right here with the last one here. 2-1 Morocco tomorrow. Miss Melina, Morocco, Spain, your predictions tomorrow.
2-2 extra time and then penalty shootout. Spain to win on penalties.
Spain to win on penalties. Portugal, Switzerland tomorrow. Andrew Bell, hit us with that prediction. It's a tough one.
I hope. Do you know what it is? Sorry, I'm going to go with my heart rather than my head on this one. Switzerland 2-1.
Switzerland 2-1.
Yeah, I can't stand Bruno Fernandes, and I cannot stand that crybaby. So, but Portugal got quality all over the pitch.
Andy Bell, please. What informs this prediction? I'm sorry to take this long. But why?
It's because Switzerland are organised. No side's really giving them a bit of a hiding it all in the competition. They've got as much as they don't have a world class talent. And Bolo's a very good player. They've got steady midfield. They've got Shaw to come off the bench. And people don't realise how good Shaw is on the ball. I'm telling you, since Eddie Howe's taken over us, when we played Chelsea, we could have beaten Chelsea 3-0 with a couple of balls that Shaw played. I'm surprised he's not played more for Switzerland, but he adds an attacking element. So let's say if Portugal go 1-0 up, they've got things that they can change the game. Whereas I just think Portugal are very lethargic. They're always looking for Ronaldo, and I kind of stand to with the player, so I hope they get beat.
Okay, Miss Mel, you're going to give us that prediction for Portugal, Switzerland. You know what? Yeah, I know you have a bias for this. I know you love Granit Xhaka. He's your first love. Of course, Anthony Herbert says Portugal 2, Switzerland 1. And of course, Anthony Herbert also said Spain 2, Morocco 0. But you know what? Yeah. Also, Mr. B says Switzerland on pens. You know what? Yeah, Miss Mel, please just tell us. And be very objective because I know you love Granit Xhaka.
I can't do it, Tony. I can't remove. You know what? At least
Yeah,
I have the balls to be honest and say it's very hard for me to remove that's my favorite player in this whole Arsenal team.
yeah.
So I am backing them to win. I want
Mm,
Portugal to go home. I want to see Ronaldo cry. I'm all here for Ronaldo crying, and I want to hear Piers Morgan moaning on Twitter. I want to see both of those.
yeah.
But I'm actually going to say 2-1 Switzerland. I think Shaqiri will score, and I think Xhaka has a goal in him tomorrow, hopefully.
Mm,
But you know what? My answer isn't really valid because I do have a very strong personal bias. So I guess you can just void my answer.
yeah, exactly. Guys, we've come to the end of the show. Andrew Bell has been waiting to just go home. Thanks for
Yeah,
just
thank you, Andrew, for your
staying
time.
down
All
here
right,
for
well, thanks for having this
because
one.
it's very good to end the show. This very lovely show we had today, and you can see the second half of the show. Me, you, and Miss Melina, lovely chat, cool, no noise making. We can actually talk about football and forget the whole banter and just really talk football. It's a great team. Three of us can do something together. It'd be nice to have this
It's
crew again. Just three of us. Let's just
it's the
talk
first time the
football.
missus hasn't asked us to turn the volume down when I've been on, put it that way.
Trust me, and people are still waiting for us to even talk more. We still have lots of people in the chat, and of course, watching us live here. So this is a good one, Miss Mel. I think we should come back again, three of us in one stream and and,
Yeah,
and
no
talk
problem,
football.
Tony.
I'm comfortable with this.
Tony, I do
Tony?
want to make two closing comments before we close, and Andrew can add. The first thing I want to say is this channel and this quality of these streams is not possible without Tony giving up his time for this channel. He came straight from work to do this stream, and a lot of people don't know how much effort it takes. He's never someone to boast and gloat about himself, and we're really grateful for all the new subscribers coming in and everyone tuning in. The views have been incredible, but regardless of the numbers, it's about the quality of the content and bringing great people to the panel and also to the audience. So thank you very much, everyone who tuned in from the start and everyone who joined in throughout the watch along. We've been almost live for 4 hours now. And the second thing I want to say is we appreciate everyone who is a member on this channel. It means a lot to Tony for him to be able to use those funds hopefully in the near future to expand his equipment, to expand the quality of the streams, and even to get high profile guests on this channel. It's not easy for any channel, but we are working on stuff in the upcoming new year, so do stay tuned for that right here on Tony Claude Gunner TV.
Yeah, Miss Mel, thank you very much. God bless you. I love you. Thank you.
How
Andrew
am,
Bell.
I, how am I meant to follow that?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
first of all, when you come in to another channel on YouTube and it's not your team, you're very conscious of not checking the live chat on what's this Jody get doing on this channel. I've never had any of that, so thank you everybody for at least just giving us the opportunity to just give me an opinion. If you don't agree with us, then great. I'm open to constructive criticism. But for you, Tony, you've been very welcome as your messages most days to say how am I? Not will you come on my channel or anything like that. Firstly, how are you and your wife? So thank you for that. But I'm going to give you some food for thought if I can pair with you.
Yes.
For the next show, would you just pick a team of the tournament, i.e. mixed players from all teams so far? Just to see if we're all if we've got similar thinking.
Yeah, we can do that if you can.
It's just something to discuss, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, we can do something like that. If there's anything you can create, you can handle it. I like doing lots of sharing on my channel. You can bring that to the table, and you lead, I follow. No problem.
I just thinking if we all do or a team, and then see if there's 3 or 4 players on each that we've all picked, and then I suppose it's something that I find that if I'm watching a channel, it's something that you can interact with as well.
We can interact with, yeah, of course. Anytime you feel like it's okay for us to do that, because I've never done it on my channel, I've never done it anywhere. You can bring that up, and we could just do that. Yeah, good.
Melina,
Good.
take care of yourself as well. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, everyone, thank you for coming to the show.
Take care,
Everyone in the chat, and of course, Anthony Herbert, big ups to you for that £2 you just threw at us. Big ups to you. You know, I love you, Anthony Herbert. You're the best. Big ups, everyone. Thank you, Miss Melina. Thank you, Andy Bell, and good night and God bless. Catch us tomorrow, guys.
Everybody, take care.
Good night. Yeah.
Take care, everybody.